everybody. Welcome to another episode of Echoes of Eternity, episode 4. I got distracted by the intro because I realized, the end of it has got a little oddballs thing going on there, and it's the most wholesome thing in that entire intro because the rest of it's people getting airlocked and murdered and voided and all sorts of terrible things. And then at the end, it's like, 4 youths discover 4 wacky balls. And I don't know. I was like, oh, love that. Anyway, hi. Welcome to the show.
Hello.
Oh my God. Well, all right. So before we begin, hats off to Anna for attempting to win bonus points. Excellent hair. Continue doing whatever it is you're doing.
Thank you.
It's going great.
You.
It's going great so
Thank
far. Thank you. Now we are up to 2 redheads. If we can just get Bike to go redhead,
we're at chip 3.
I've always been a redhead. I just got it re-redded.
That's all I'm saying is you went in on it, and I appreciate that.
I
So
went
now
the
we're up to
extra
2.
redhead mile. Do I get a force point for that?
In my heart, yes. In the game, I'm so sorry. No, I'm so sorry. Bike,
I just need a Sharpie,
Sam,
Jesse.
you know what? I'll take both. If you 2 of you want to I don't know, go red in some way, I'll take it. And this could be the greatest show ever. Well, never mind.
I think if you could just take an orange Crayola marker, Bike, and just kind of make a little zigzag right here. Perfect.
I like it. Also, before we begin, I'd like to admit something to the world right now. I'm a hypocrite. And I'm going to say a liar. Sam Strippin, months ago, you posted a picture on Twitter, and it was a picture of the order you got at a Starbucks. And I mocked you, and I made fun of you and said, did you just order water, Sam? Because it looks like you just ordered water.
You and 100 people mocked me.
Yes,
thousands of people mocked me. All my friends jumped in, kicking me while I was down.
I said, Sam, it looks like you just ordered water. How can you get a very berry hibiscus drink and say no berries? Well, Sam Strippin, just want to point out, I have ordered the very berry biscuit with no berries, and it's delicious. So I apologize to you. You are absolutely correct. And I am a liar. I am a liar and a hypocrite, and I just want you to know. You were right. You were right. So,
dude, see, here's the trick: is the bet isn't even in the berries; they're just like a garnish. So if you say no berries, then you get the same drink, but the berries don't get stuck in the straw.
It is unfortunately a seed problem. You're right. It's gross. It's gross. They make a drink grosser by including berries. So now, you're right. You win. You win.
Everything always comes up Strippin eventually.
Except a webcam, apparently.
I said eventually.
He's playing the long game. I see. We got. All right. Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to the show. Pokket is ready. Bikeman's ready. Strippin somewhere. It's maybe ready. Anna's ready.
I'm always ready.
Well, it take time to fix whatever is happening to your microphone right now, and you will definitely be ready. Then we'll get into this. All right. So, as per usual, we start with our Star Wars crawl, our crawl through space. Giving you the recap of last time. In the most Star Warsy of ways. Echoes of Eternity, episode 4. All right. After surviving the night on the inhospitable planet of Nam Chorios, the convicts agree to go their separate ways as the Empire finally begins its search of the crash site. Although, due to the limited options of the planet, everyone awkwardly makes their way to the same place. Hegshul, the capital city and only city on the planet. With its small brown buildings and moss-covered huts, its simple accommodations seem familiar to anyone who spent time in the Outer Rim. Beyond stands the dark metal spires of the Imperial Prison, Bleak Point Station, and the only way off the planet. But first, our convicts must find a way inside. And that is where the camera pans down to reveal the four of you standing above the city on a cliff, looking down upon it. If you are on Roll20, you can see sort of the view that you have of the city itself. It's in black and white because I ain't coloring. And that's kind of the way it looks. It is a city made of huts and brown, sort of poorly designed, minimalistic buildings. And every once in a while, sort of a domed agricultural building, something where they're growing food inside of. And walking up and down the streets are, what from you can tell, some very awkward looking people. You're so far away you can't really, unless you're binocularing in to see, they look almost robotic in their movements. And that is where we left off. All of your other companions that you said, hey, get out of here, they all went. They're already in the city. They've walked in, and the Clatunians, the couple, the other random captives have begun to disperse among the crowd of the city. It's a city, but think less New York and more Dayton, Ohio, right? It's like, it's a city, but it's a city in the middle of nowhere city. And so it's definitely not what you would consider a major metropolis by any means. But there are many people there. What is your plan, team?
So we already noticed that something was off about this. Didn't you say that last week?
Yes, last week you noticed that the people, as your companions or former companions moved into the city, you noticed that none of the people that they came across looked at them like, where'd you come from, stranger? They all just kept going about their business.
Okay. Who's making the first move? Because I'm not sure yet.
I'm not.
Cool. I'll use some gold and get a peek.
Okay. Where are you gonna get that peek from? Are you gonna go over to the edge, or are you gonna?
Aren't we on like a cliff now?
You are. Are you gonna move to a position where you can sit there for a minute and look around, or are you just gonna do it from where you're at?
Yeah. No, 100%. We're gonna get a good vantage point and have a little scouty scout.
Before
All right,
you
well-
go, I say, try not to shoot anyone on the way.
I mean, he's got a point. You probably shouldn't. You probably,
He shot
just randomly.
caves.
I know. You probably should not shoot anyone. If you could just put your gun away, that'd be great. Keep it there.
He shot caves.
He
They shot the concept of caves. Okay, so will you give me, if you'd be so kind, Sam, would you give me a roll to see if you can, let's see, what are we going to do for you? If you can, let's do perception. If you can see, I'll let you do perception or survival. I think it's both the same for this. If you can find a vantage point up on this cliff.
Okay. Let's do. Oh my god, they both suck. Let's do perception.
Okay. You are set up on my end to roll whenever you're ready.
I'm clicking it, but it ain't going through.
The suspense.
What?
No. Let's do it this way. That's not working either. All right, just roll me a yellow.
Okay.
While I refresh.
Yeah, I don't know if it's you or it, because I got a thing that popped up that says status readied, final boot, invoking sheets in 5. What does that mean? I've never seen that on Roll20. Hopefully everything's okay. We'll be fine. All right. I will roll for you. What is your stats?
1 yellow.
All right, I'll go. I got you. Discipline. We need perception. There we go. And roll. And roll. Are we playing
you got
when
the,
Roll20 is...
You got those real dice?
Yeah, I'll just use those. Look at us. We are prepared for life. All right, that's fine. Sometimes in life you got to break out the real die. Okay. So this is 1 yellow and 2 perps for my man Sam. And it looks like you got 1 advantage and 1 success, but unfortunately 2 failures. And so you have an advantage, but
you're off like that.
I don't. The other one didn't have any. The other one had a 0. So it just, I don't know. So you got 2 failures, and or I'm sorry, 1 failure, which means you didn't get the. Whoa! Okay, they're doing things. Is it happening now?
It's doing things.
We're back, baby! Thank you, GMs. Thank you to everyone for working with us. All right, cool. I'm gonna let you have that roll, Sam, instead of my terrible roll, because
let's do your roll. Let's do your roll, because I think I clicked this thing like 5 fucking times.
All right, that's fine. So you didn't succeed, but you have an advantage. We'll say you have an advantage, and that will let you do something, but you can't find a better place to stand. It's pretty rocky terrain, and most of it's crystal. So if you try to climb, you're gonna slide down unless you have something to really grip in there. Because it's, you know, diamonds and crystal, you have to really get in there. It's just not gonna happen.
Okay.
So you look around, but you know, we'll give you advantage on your look through your binoculars if you'd like.
No, it's right. I back down to the group. It's a ghost town.
Well, all the better.
I don't like it.
Why?
It don't feel right.
Well, how should it feel?
There should be people.
Well, in my opinion, if there were people, there would be more of a danger of us getting captured.
Well, let's hope your opinion is a good one.
Thank you.
Wait.
She seems
Last
very
time.
pleased by this.
I just say that. I just say it wasn't last time. It didn't go well, so.
Plus, we're about to steal a ship, aren't we?
That's the plan. Hopefully.
Less witnesses. Right side.
I like your style.
So from where should we steal the ship?
I look back at PR3. Got anything to say at all?
Not at this time.
Could help. I think that we should Okay, you know what? Lead the way.
Me?
All right.
No,
So-
no, not you. And I pull Oda back. I'm like, obviously not you. I look at Ulago. Lead the way.
That's the way towards the entrance of the.
So you begin to head down the side of this less cliff, more sort of giant embankment, and you begin to head down towards the city itself. You notice no real guards, no real city police, at least from what you can tell. In fact, doesn't appear to be a lot of anyone walking around with blasters, at least from a periphery check of the city from the outside. You're not really sure how they protect themselves from bandits or pirates or whoever would possibly come to a planet like this, but maybe because there's an Imperial fleet up above, they don't need to. You're not really sure.
Can I use some of my kind of like smuggling acumen to ask around and kind of get a lay of the land of like why there isn't more security or like what's going on at the prison, that kind of thing?
Absolutely you can, yes. But first, before we do that, now that our rolls are back up, I need you all, if you'd be so kind, to roll your destiny pool for me. And let's see what we have. Oh, we have one dark side. It's always fun when those pop up.
I have the worst rolling luck, in case anybody doesn't know that about
Hey.
me. My rolls are always horrible.
All right. We are doing things right now. I guess the only one left is Pokket.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I didn't know we were rolling them.
Yeah, give me your roll.
God,
Excellent.
I haven't gotten
Thank
a single
you.
light side.
Well, we're learning a lot about you right now.
I haven't done anything bad.
Maybe not in
So
this
far.
life, but yeah, maybe not in this life, but I feel like at some point you
I'm
will.
not the one that seduced a guy and then broke his heart, okay?
Seduced.
Seduced.
Seduced is like that's a. She just was like wink, and he was like, "Oh boy, a girl." So
You've been in space for a
Seduced is
long
a
Or
relative
she was
term.
like, give me some of that coffee, please. And he was like, sure. And that was the seduction.
In space, seduction is a whole different thing. If it's
Yeah.
coffee based, just put it out there. Okay,
Mhm.
so we have our force points, our destiny pool, and I rolled my. If you're wondering what that D100 was, that was okay. It's the obligation. We'll get to that in a sec. Anyway, you head down to this city, and as you get closer, you notice the. Let's see here. What do you notice? Thank God I have this all written out. What you notice? All right. The city itself is made up of varying sized brown buildings and many moss-covered huts. There appear to be some that are made of metal, some that are made of the earth that the actual planet is made of. It appears that there's no real organization to the way the city's laid out. As you begin to enter it properly and move past sort of the outskirts, you see that there isn't really any sort of way the streets are designed. It's very just haphazardly put together. It definitely feels like many of the Outer Rim cities you've been to. It's just sort of people finding a place to fit in. There appear to be two types of townsfolk as you walk through. And this isn't something you have to check. This is just, you all notice this. Those who cover their heads and move very quickly about the streets, almost as if they're trying to keep to the shadows. And those who stand up straight and move as though they don't have a care in the world. Nothing's weighing them down. They just are just almost whistling to themselves. That's how much levity they have. They're clearly sentient, but they have almost droid-like precision in their movements. And those are the ones that you spotted from far away, and that they're just out in the open, walking down the street, like waving to people, doing things, but they don't seem normal. They don't have the normal rhythm and a walk of a normal person. Almost like they are propelled forward by something to keep them like moving. And that's what you notice right off the bat. You also remember from what PR3 has told you that this city is the only major city on the planet. It is right next to, like, the prison is just beyond the city, and the most famous landmark in the city is a tavern called the Bluebird of Happiness. And that is all that you know. You may proceed from there.
Okay.
I know you said that name was canonical, but I like to think you made it up, Jesse.
I did not, and it's a shame I didn't, because the Bluebird of Happiness is a Cox name. That is just as lazy as all my names are. Yeah.
So can I kind of go beyond that and see if I can get a sense of what's going on here
Sure, of course.
with my
What kind of sense are you trying to what are you trying to pick up on?
I need to relook up the skullduggery tool, because every time I want to do something that seems smugglery and black markety, I'm always like, let's use skullduggery. But it's based on cunning. So that
Yeah.
might fit here. Because I think that's like you're supposed to be able to find like black market contacts and all that kind of stuff.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, that would fall under that. Yes, if you're trying to find out more about the town, then no.
No,
Um,
I'm more trying to get information about like where are we going to run up against guards and like resistance to our plan, because we're trying to steal shit basically. So I'm just trying to get a sense of like the security hereabouts.
Sure. Who do you talk to? I mean, who are you gonna try and skulldugger?
I guess I'm gonna ask the party if we can kind of just like pause for a moment outside some sort of, if we can find like a local cantina or something.
There is in fact only one local cantina, the Bluebird of Happiness.
Okay, I'm gonna go in the Bluebird of Happiness.
All right.
And-
Do you know where it's at?
No.
I
I thought
Right.
that we passed it.
No, you just know it's in the city. It's a landmark. It's one of the few known landmarks of this city. Like a place. Imagine PR3 when he told you all about the city. It was pretty much pulled from like the traveler's brochure of traveling the Outer Rim. Stop by Nam Chorios to the Bluebird of Happiness. Like, it doesn't tell you where it's at. That's one of the two landmarks besides a prison that is this planet's known for.
I'm gonna ask PR3 if he has like a GPS map. Do you know where
Do
the
I have a
Bluebird
GPS map? I
of
can tell her.
Happiness is?
Do you have one? Let's see. I guess you would have to go and check out your Outer Rim.
I'm pretty sure I put a point in that actually.
You did. I mean, we can see what
Yep,
that gets
yep,
us.
I do. I gotta roll it.
Yep. Yeah, crazy thing. You know exactly where it's at. You, for some reason, have a complete technical layout
Mhm, mhm.
of this entire city. And let's see.
I got this. You ready?
Accessing the Bluebird of Happiness. Take 1/2 mile up this road and turn left. Then proceed 2/4 of a mile. Your destination will be on your right.
Thank you. And I just like jaunt that way, expecting everyone to follow.
Okay. Do you all follow her?
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you begin to walk down the streets. And again, you can't help but notice that as you proceed through this city, there are various stalls of fruits and strange vegetables. You see melon fruit, and you see Jurgen fruit, and all the different fruits that are canonical and awful. You see people selling various things on skewers. You see things that, various alien creatures roasting on spits over fires. And throughout all of this, you still see the exact same type of weird walking people. Most of them humanoid, and most of them just walking head held high in this very almost robotic manner throughout the city. They don't seem to be causing any problems. They seem to acknowledge each other. They sort of nod at each other and they go about their day doing their things. And on the outskirts, almost in the shadows, you notice scurrying images of people in hoods running around trying to avoid you, them, each other. You're not really sure, but they're keeping to the shadows, and it definitely feels weird and obviously not normal for a place like this. And as you approach the cantina, the closer you get, you hear the various tones of future techno, random Star Warsy music playing from inside. The closer you get, it appears to be very, very loud. And although the city is strange, this area, it feels very, very much like any other cantina you've been to in the past. Do you step in? What do you do?
Yes. I want to go in, and I kind of assume that there must be like a protocol for people who move things discreetly in, in this galaxy. So I would assume I walk up to the bartender and use some kind of code, like a thieves' cant type equivalent. That's like, who's the mover around here? You know what I mean?
So you enter the bar. you enter this pub, and you hear the discordant beats of some future music playing throughout the establishment. It is, as I'm sure any viewer of this movie/show would hear, be like, what the hell? It's random noises. But to the patrons here, it's beautiful music. And behind the bar are a pair of multi-armed droids serving all the customers. So when you approach, you say this phrase to them, and they look at you, and one of them says, what would you like to drink? And then goes back to its duties of serving. At the bar with you is an Aqualish, one of those guys that has sort of like the bulbous spider face, and he's sort of hunched over, and there's a cup in his hand, and next to him is a furry Bothan just talking his ear off about something in a language you do not recognize. Around you as well are there's a three-eyed Gran sitting at the bar as well, holding a bottle of something. There are two Chadrafan, the little like bat people, having a wager over hollow droids in a battle on their table in front of them, and a deviled horned Devononian and like the big furry Elam dude are like laughing in the background at them playing. There's a large-eyed gray-skinned Doro in the corner smoking something and eyeing the room, and you can't really tell if he's looking for someone or hiding from someone. And then there are various dancers and patrons sort of moving about the room, and you notice that there is a human woman sitting alone at a table, sort of a middle-aged human woman in varied colors of light armor that are pretty obviously taken from dead bodies, and in front of her are 4 empty glasses, and she's working on a 5th. And mixed in amongst all this are 2 or 3 people who are walking around in the exact same weird robotic manner, sort of moving in and out of the crowd, not really interacting with anyone, but just present, doing something, you're just not sure what.
I'm starting to think, can I sense like a life sign? Like, can I sense if something is a droid? Since if I can feel the force flowing through things.
You 100% can, but you are going to have to use a force point for that.
A force point?
Yeah, I'll let you do it, but you got to use the force.
Side.
Yeah.
How many force points do you have?
I mean, right now, you guys only have 2. Yeah.
Oh, so it's the dice that we roll.
Yep.
I don't feel like that's a fair, because like it's a yes or no question. So if I were like, I want to know what those are,
you wouldn't have to roll. I'd just tell you.
It's because you're using force, like specifically, so we have to use the force. Do it though.
Do you guys think that I should?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're there to be
I'll
used.
do it.
I wanted to do it, but I don't know how I would do it.
Okay, yeah, I want to ask what's up with these robotic seeming people.
Yeah, go for it. Hit that bouton.
How do I, use light side.
There you go. All right. Absolutely, you can tell they are 100% sentient, non-robotic, non-droid people. Even though they're not all humans, the humanoids that you see walking around in this sort of robotic form, they have beating hearts and blood and all that. They are not at all droids.
Does my
just
force
something about
sense
them
tell me anything about them? Why they're
yes,
being that way?
absolutely. You, like in all things in the Force, there is a light and there is a dark. And even though these people are not Force sensitive, and you can tell they don't have the Force, they aren't Force sensitive people. There's something Force related happening to them.
What does that mean? Something force related?
You cannot tell. You just know that in this room of people, the only other things that have the reverberation of the Force, this sort of echo that hits your soul, it is only these people walking around who look sort of robotic in their movements. These people that seem strange compared to everyone else.
All right. I want to talk to one of them. So I want to accidentally bump into one of them. Like, oh, pardon me.
While you go off on this adventure, do the three of you want to try anything else while you're at this bar? What are the other three of you doing?
Standing
I'm just
outside
hanging
looking
out.
scary.
All right, sure. You're just going to stand outside the bar?
Standing outside being scary.
Okay.
Yep.
Dio, what are you up to?
Oh man, I'm sticking with Oda if she lets me.
Okay.
I'm sticking with her. I'm not gonna leave her side.
PR3, are you going to do anything?
I have no reason to be in there, so I'll be outside.
Okay.
Just hanging out near Ulago, probably just standing there.
Yeah. Oda, Dio, you get up and move away from the bar and try your hardest to not hit the other people, but at the same time pretend like you're, oops, sorry, I bumped into you, random person. You managed to walk right into one of these strange people. And will you roll for me perception, Oda, please?
Coming right up.
Ah, excellent. So you hit this person, and they look down at you, and in a very soft voice say, "I'm so sorry." And you notice immediately their eyes have sort of a yellow tinge to them. There's something different about them. You begin to notice, as you look at this person's eyes, then it sort of flashes around the room to all the people who are like this. No matter what their species, no matter who they are, all of these people who walk this way have sort of a yellow tinge to their eyes.
And would I, as the Force sensitive person that I am, if this had been some sort of like dark side thing happening to all of them, would I have felt that, or do I not know yet?
You do not feel the dark side, but you were trained for the amount of time that you were in the Jedi Order. You were trained enough to know that, like, when people mess around with the Sith, one of the weird side effects is that it corrupts parts of their body and slowly warps their actual body. And the eyes are one of the first things to go. And they have a weird yellow tinge to them. Yes. But these people do not resonate with dark side energy. There's something about them that is yellowish in the eyes.
That makes me uneasy.
As it should.
I'm like, oh, no, pardon me. A silly, clumsy me. Just trying to, like, engage in conversation.
Yeah, and the random Star Wars alien looks at you and is like, very well, and then just proceeds to move on, to move around you.
I look at Dio and I'm like, these people are strange. Have you noticed?
Oh yeah, I have, but I just want to get through this. We just got to get this done and get out of here. The longer we're here, the worse it's gonna be for all of us.
Yeah, I guess I'll go talk to whoever looks like they may give me some information. I look at the drunk, presumably
Can I
drunk
do a
lady with the 4
perception check
glasses.
as well?
I'm sorry, what was that, Pokket?
Can I do a perception check as well?
Of course. What are you looking for?
Shit. I'm looking for, maybe someone a little more like me, I guess.
Okay, sure. Yeah.
I feel like if I talk to someone a little more like me, that they would, I don't know.
Yeah, give me a perception check. I will tell you some information if you succeed.
You gotta be kidding me.
No, you can't. All you know, just like I said at the beginning, is kind of the following facts. You know that besides the various dancers and the various people flirting with each other in the crowd and the drunks that are hanging out and people that seem to be from off-world, you also know that there is an Aqualish at the bar who's hanging over a drink and he's just like trying to drink it. We're not obviously the camera doesn't show you how a guy with two like bulbous front things drinks. We don't see that, but he's clearly drinking it. And next to him is a furry Bothan who's just like talking at him in a language you do not understand. There's a three-eyed Gran who's sipping from a bottle. One of those guys who has like the big like bulby eyes. There are two of the bat little Chadrafan wagering on hollow droid battles on a table as one of the devil-horned Devonians, whatever they're called, is like, and next to him is a big furry dude, and he's like, roll, roll, roll. They're laughing at them. And then in the corner, there is one of those guys who looks like, the normal Star Wars alien with the big head and the big eyes, and he's gray-skinned, and he's sitting there in the corner, sort of looking out, smoking something, and you can't really tell if he is hiding from someone or waiting for someone. And then there's a human middle-aged woman sitting at a table, and she's dressed in various armors, all light armor, so not like heavy stuff. And she's sitting there just drinking on her 5th cup of whatever she's been drinking. And she seems pretty down, but she's just going to town on alcohol. And those are the main characters you can see. Everyone else seems to be sort of frolicking about.
I just put my hand on Oda and say, it's all on you, kid. I'm here if you need backup.
All right, then.
Try not to piss anyone off. Maybe do that thing that you did with that guard. He let you out and gave you coffee, so maybe do that thing. Whatever that you did there.
That's a great idea. I wonder if they serve calf here.
See? Got your mind on the right thing now.
Yeah, as you say that, one of the droid's hands like moves over to you and a cup falls down, and then out of his hand pours calf into this cup, and it's a nice hot cup of calf, and it comes out right in front of you.
She was planning to give one to that lady, but now that she has it in her hand, she's like, another. And she just drinks this one while she holds out a hand to the droid for another one.
Sure, he drops another cup on the ground, and then in his droid voice says, 3 credits.
Do I even have credits?
I think you do.
I mean, I should. I just haven't checked.
Where do we
You're
share
like-
credits?
Where do we share credits?
When you first started, you were given credits. When we did character creation. Some of you have no credits because you spent all your you spent all your stuff on things. But I remember Oda had like 700 credits, something wacky like that.
Yeah, you got 3 credits.
Just use our last force point to get free drinks.
You have Oda. You have 733 credits. It's under character page.
Oh, I sure do.
733.
Look at that. Ha! All
now,
right.
now you have
credits.
730.
Aha! I'm rich and I can buy myself coffee whenever I please.
So you pay for it, and the droid just goes about his business, and then goes back to completely ignoring you. And you now have 1.5 cups of calf.
I take the steaming one and I sit down at the table with the woman who has the 4 empty glasses, and I'm like, I need something charming to say. I don't know. Something to wash it down, and I hand it to her.
She looks at you and looks down at the drink and then looks back up at you again and is like, what the hell is this, Blue?
It's calf. It's delicious.
She takes a drink of her drink and keeps drinking and keeps drinking and puts the empty cup slammed down on the table and looks at you, and she's just like, this is the worst pickup attempt I've ever seen.
Uh-oh. Well, that's a shame. My name is Never mind what my name is. I was curious. This is not how Odo would be good at this. I'm not good at this. She's trying to skulldug. She's trying to be like, I want info. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh. And how does Oda go about doing this?
She just goes like this. I want info. She does a little I want info dance.
That's how they do it in the dark alleyways.
Yeah.
She looks at you and is just like, you want info? You want to wiggle for some info? Person without a name?
Look, excuse me, I just had some, you know when you get the space wiggles, you've just been up in space too long. Anyway, I was curious if you knew anything about this place. I'm new here and I don't see any security, and I'm just wondering what's up with that and how things are managed legally here.
She pushes the calf back towards you.
Oda
and looks
drinks
at you
it.
and she's like, "Look, Blue, I don't know how you normally do things, but
Better than this, I hope.
when someone asks you questions like this, it's best to get up and leave." And she stands up and begins to walk towards the door.
Bye.
She walks out the other side of the door and sees PR3 and Ulago outside, looks at PR3, and then looks at Ulago, and then stops and turns to you, Ulago, and says, "Is the droid with you?"
Unfortunately.
You look at this woman, and in the weird sunlight of this world, the faded sunlight of this world, there's a strange beauty about her. She is in her late 30s, dark hair, dark skin. She looks as though she's taken care of herself for someone who appears to be stuck on this very bad world. Compared to everyone else that you've seen, people are looking rough. This is like it's like the Badlands out here. But she seems very attractive, and she sort of like kind of moves in closer, and she's like, "Where did you get such a droid?"
Well, if you want him so much, I'll sell him to you on the cheap.
Excuse me, what was that?
She likes you.
Well, of course
And
she
then-
likes me. I'm incredible.
You're actually impossible to like, so this is a first.
Yeah, Sam, she hears what you say and then sort of like puts her hand on your armor and says, "The droid's not the only thing I like."
And they didn't even have to try with their pickup lines. Like, come on.
I believe she wants to copulate with you.
Assume makes an ass of you and me, droid.
She looks at PR3 and she's like, "Well, maybe if we step into the next alley, we can find out what the assumption is."
Sorry. I'm on business.
Business? Oh, what business?
Did I see the rejection as she was leaving?
Nope, you were outside. You did not see it. This is just a random woman who came out of a bar who might be drunk. She definitely, her breath stinks of booze, and she is like, you can definitely tell, at least from initial checks, that she seems very into you. You're a hulking figure. You've got like this badass armor on. You're standing outside a bar with a droid. Like, there's something dangerous about you, and she likes danger.
She's not
PR3's
wrong.
the best wingman.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I can't really go anywhere until we've got a little bit of information.
Oh? What kind of information are you looking for?
What kind of information do you have?
I've
You're
got
clearly not from
all-
around here.
Me? No. We stuck here. This place is terrible. I've got all sorts of information. What are you looking for?
What are we looking for? Out of character?
Great question.
Dude,
what are
she
the
comes
what
up
is
to you,
the
she's
Ford
like,
looking
I
for?
want to tell you something. Tell me anything you want to know. Meanwhile, I'm inside like, hey, please tell me about security. And she's like, ew. And she stands up and leaves.
He turns back to her and says, hypothetically, if this bad boy and his droid were looking to break into a prison.
The Imperial prison? Oh, you are bad.
Well, maybe you could help me be worse.
Oh, you. And she like looks over the droid and she's like, I understand why you're hanging out with this Imperial droid. It all makes sense now. You have a plan, don't you? I bet it's a naughty plan.
Well, it's not naughty.
Yeah, she looks at you and she's like, go on.
Can you help me or not?
I can help you with a lot of things. What's your name, sweetie?
My name is Captain TIE Fighter. Can you help me or not?
Captain TIE Fighter.
It's very clearly a made-up name.
Yeah, she looks at you, she goes, oh, a captain. Wow.
Ew.
We seldom get a captain here. She holds out her hand and she's like, I'm Don Kren. Nice to meet you, Captain TIE Fighter.
He's actually too stunned to speak that she believes his name is Captain TIE Fighter.
She looks over at the droid and she's like, named after a TIE Fighter? Does he explode as quickly? He looks back at you.
Inconclusive.
Mm-hmm.
Hypothetically.
Yeah.
Hypothetically.
Well, I don't suppose you know anything about the prison.
I know all sorts of things about the prison, but we can't talk out here in public. Look around. It definitely seems weird here, doesn't it?
Yes. You
So what
are
if you and I-
adding. Sorry, please go on.
Oh, what am I adding to? The weirdness? Oh, you have no idea. What if we get out of here? I have a little place you can come back to.
That sounds great. Unfortunately, I am here with colleagues.
Oh, who might they be?
Two young ladies.
Hello!
That should be inside.
Do you come out?
No. Joking.
Okay. Two young ladies
That would've
inside.
been funny.
She looks at you and is like, two young ladies. A little blue girl.
Correct. I see you've met her.
I have. She tries to be charming, unlike you.
Yeah, she does.
Wow. Getting wrecked.
I assume she's with the bigger, bolder-looking one.
Yes. Aptly put.
And the four of you are attempting to break into an Imperial prison. Oh my. You are dangerous, TIE Fighter.
I thought you said we couldn't talk out here.
We can dispense with the pleasantries elsewhere, but for now, I'm enjoying myself.
Well, that's wonderful.
So, what if you tell your droid friend here to go back inside and get the others, and they can meet us?
I look at the droid. Is this a bad idea? I'm giving him that look.
Oh my god.
This one seems to have a litany of issues with her, but it is the best you can do.
Well, I'm going to take that as a compliment in any way I can. Okay. Where should they meet us?
I have a place nearby. It's about 3 blocks down and to the right. A little red hovel. Hard to miss.
Okay. Droid. Are you down there?
What?
Okay.
So Largo holds out his arm for her to link.
You're gonna go down hand in hand? Is that the plan?
If she wants to link arms with him, she can.
Yeah. Oh, she like nuzzles up against your armor and sort of walks with you down the road. PR3, you're left behind.
I have before they leave. I have like detailed readout of this place, right? Or just that
Absolutely.
one bar?
No,
is there anything special about that building that she mentioned?
Nope, just a house. Just a house down the road. You just know how to get there.
Off he goes then.
Yeah. And you find yourself by yourself watching them walk away. PR3, what do? You go back inside to get the others? Or you stay outside?
I
Or
better
do you
go
secretly
inside.
follow them?
Honestly, I mean, I'm trying to get to this friggin' prison, so I better go inside and tell them.
Okay.
Yep.
Back inside, Dio and Oda are sitting at the table trying to figure out what the hell just happened. And around them are the 2 Chadrafan, and they see 2 lonely women by themselves, and the 2 Chadrafan come over and they're just like, and they're just like shouting at you, but like in what you assume is a display of affection. They're just like, right? And they're yelling
I
at
got
you.
my knife and I pointed at them and I'm like, you better fucking walk away right now.
One of them looks at the other one, and you see he's like, they're very excited. I don't know what you've done, but suddenly they're even more into you now.
Do we don't have any way of like translating what they're saying, do we?
Not unless you have a droid nearby, no.
PR3! PR3!
Yes, what is it?
Can you translate what these lovely gentlemen are saying to us?
Yes.
What are they saying?
Yeah, they are having a conversation with each other about these 2 women who have taken the seat of someone who is notorious in this bar. A woman who is there every day at the exact same time, who drinks the exact same amount of drinks, and has been showing up for 2 weeks now. And every day, people try to approach her and talk to her in the bar, and every day she shoots them down. She has killed 2 people now at the bar for harassing her. And they see that you 2 got her to leave before her normal time, and they are very impressed with that, and they think you might be the new badasses of the bar, and so they're trying to get on your good side. They're not really flirting with you. They're just trying to like, oh, they have a knife? Yeah, they got knives. Yeah, they're like really excited about how you might be the tough ones, and they can, they're little tiny bat people. They got to get with who they can get with. They're just excited that there's other people around.
I'm like, please tell them that yes, indeed, we are the new badasses.
Hey, I didn't
I'm
translate
sorry,
yet.
say that.
Yeah, PR3,
I
how do
gotta
you
translate it.
translate that?
They think that you are amazing. Would you like me to correct them with the reality of the situation?
No, that would be suboptimal, as we would like them to believe that it would be a good idea for them to give us information.
Very well. They are impressed with your disposal of the regular tenant of that chair.
Well,
Apparently, they have quite a reputation.
Well, could you perhaps tell them that it's all going according to plan, and we'll need their help in order to keep her away?
In order to keep her away. Why are we keeping her away?
Because they don't like her.
Oh, because they don't like her. Are you trying to win them over?
Mm-hmm.
It should be noted that this horrifically violent woman left with our friend Ulago not long ago, and she seemed very promiscuous.
That's not a choice I would make, but he's certainly entitled to his taste.
We ought to meet them nearby.
Well, can you ask these lovely gentlemen if they know anything about how the legal system works here? I don't see any guards. I don't see any police.
Yes.
You ask them in the weird chirpy voice of the Chadrafan. You ask them, where are the police? Where are the... Yes, and they want to way like
Hey,
right?
Anna,
At the people, the people with the eyes, the people that are, am I lagging? Hello, future, it's
yeah,
me.
you're lagging. I'm
Yeah,
really...
sound was wicked bad for me for a while there.
Yeah, I was really confused. Sorry.
Internet gods, hello. All right. Anyway, so the Chadrafan respond back to you. They respond back to you, and they say that there are no guards, there are no police. The ones who police the city are the ones with the yellow eyes.
And how do they do that?
They look at you and they point to the corner of the room, and you see the the Duro that was sitting in the corner, apparently hiding or waiting for someone, is now surrounded by the 4 yellowed-eyed people that were in the bar with you, and they have all gone to that corner, and they're trying to leave, and they're pointing to the exit, but in a very robotic, like, you should go kind of way.
Do they resort to violence?
As one of them grabs the Duro and starts to pull him from the chair, and as he struggles against them and goes for his blaster, another one grabs the blaster hand, and they begin to pull him out of the seat and drag him to the entrance.
What about if any of them need to get off world, is there a shipyard that they keep all of their ships in? I'd want to steer clear of it.
The Chadrafan responds back that absolutely they're ways off the planet, but most of them involved freighters and paying someone to take you. Most of the people here wouldn't be here if they owned ships.
I look at Dio and I'm like, do you have any other ideas of what we could ask them?
No, why don't we just take their ship? Do they have a ship?
Chadrafan? No.
PR3.
No, the Chadrafan respond back to you from PR3's translations. No, they don't have a ship, or they'd be gone. They don't want to be here.
True. Why don't we ask for their help? Since they seem to know their way around.
Yeah.
They know their way around. They could at least try to guide us to get past. You know, I imagine they do if they don't like these people.
So do you ask them for help?
I put my hand on Oda's shoulder and I go, that's all you. I'm not the charming one here.
I say,
I'm going to need your help to maintain control of this table. And in order to do that, we'll need all the information you can muster.
Yeah, as you say that to them, they look at each other and begin to whisper and look back at you. And in their little Chadrifan voices, they say to PR3, 5,000 credits.
I laugh out loud at them. if he translates that, sorry.
Yes.
They want a significant sum of credits.
I laugh. And look at them like they're telling a joke.
Yeah, they look at you and then they look back at each other and they say 4,500 credits.
Dio, could you show them your knife again?
I take out my knife and I hold it up very close to one of them.
He looks at the knife and then he looks to his friend, and from behind them, the Deveronian and the Elam stand up and begin to walk towards your table. And the Deveronian says to you, "Are you threatening my friends?"
Oh, they were just very curious about her knife.
Yeah, I'm just showing him my knife. Look how nice it is.
Yeah, the Deveronian's like, "It looks like a nice knife. I have a knife too." And he pulls out his knife. He's like, "In fact, we all have knives." And then the Elam pulls out his knife. And then the two little Chadrifan pull out their little daggers. And they all just show you their knives.
Isn't this a lovely knife party?
Deo, their knives are a lot nicer than yours. Notice the inlay.
Oh, if I could cut you right now, PR3, I swear I would.
Okay, I have an idea out of character.
Why don't we just go find
They
a
wanna
log?
hear
This
it.
lab isn't working.
You guys should say that you give them table, then they'll be the badasses of life.
Somehow Anna, like Oda picks up from that thought from Ulago. She's like, I just had a whiff of inspiration. What is this?
Well, with knives that nice, you should be sitting at this table, shouldn't they, Deo? And she starts getting up and being like, "This is the table for, the most badass, so here you go."
They look at you. The Chadrifan look at you, very perplexed. Like, you're gonna give up the table? They in their Chadrifan voices look back at PR3 and are like, and they begin to back away, and all four of them leave. And what they've told you, PR3, is no one would be stupid enough to take this table because the woman who is here will just come back tomorrow and kill them.
I don't understand this place.
I look at Oda and I'm like, we should be here tomorrow. When this woman arrives, we should be here tomorrow.
You said she
mean
left
the
with
woman-
Ulago?
The woman that left with Ulago that I mentioned earlier.
Well, perhaps we should get to know her.
Maybe we should go after them.
She doesn't
They
like
were
me.
supposed to meet us
Well, let's go.
this way.
All right. So the three of you finally leave the arena. Ulago,
You left her alone with me for far too long.
yeah, Ulago, you've reached the red house, and you notice behind you there is no one. No one's coming. You have not seen your friends. You expected that you would have seen PR3 grab them and be like, "Come on, let's go." No one's behind you. You see her approach, type in on a keypad, there's the numbers, and the doors hiss open, and she says, "After you, guy."
Do I see what she typed on the keypad?
You can roll a perception check to see if you see that.
Okay, let's do it.
Yeah. Was that your
Alright.
most recent roll? That perception check?
Yeah.
Yeah, you see. It's a series of numbers. It is nothing out of the ordinary. It's just a normal pad. You see that she types in one, and the door opens.
Okay, cool. She's leading me in. I go in. Reluctant one last look. Please be there and not there.
Yeah, you
Sure.
walk into the room, and she follows behind you, and it's a very dim, dimly lit, whatever, sort of entrance area and living room area of this small home. There are stairs going up to the right, and the room itself has a few places to sit, but you notice that nothing appears really out of the ordinary. It seems just like a normal home. And she says to you, "Can I get you a drink?"
Absolutely. He's got to make this last. He's got to get the info he needs. Yeah.
Sure.
Make a drink.
She goes over to a cabinet and opens it up, and there are several different bottles. They all appear to be way better than this planet deserves alcohol-wise. You notice that you see a Corellian wine of some sort. You see it appears to be in a very nice bottle that signifies something from the capital of the empire, from Coruscant. There's all sorts of things that doesn't read as normal to you, but without a further check, you really couldn't tell anything else. But it definitely, based off of your just knowledge of the universe, you're like, and she begins to mix a drink. And then she serves herself one and serves you one, and she takes a sip. She's like, "I hope you like it."
Yeah. While she's mixing, like, he kind of small talks. He's like, "So how did someone like you end up stuck here?"
She looks at you and she's like, "Who said I'm stuck here? Maybe I want
You
to be
did.
here." Yeah, but
I doubt
stuck is a
that.
relative term. Maybe I like it here. Maybe it's nice being in charge. She like takes a drink.
Oh, so you're in charge.
In my own way. You see, this town is so very boring, and everyone here is so stupid. I can run it if I want to, but I choose not to. And she sits down next to you and sort of like shimmies up next to you.
Okay. Yeah, he takes a large, an overly low of beverage.
Yeah, you swallow it down, and she takes another sip, and she puts her drink down on the table and is like, "So, what's a big strapping armored man like you doing here? Trying to break into prisons and whatnot?"
Well, I need a ship.
Trying to leave? Were you part of that explosion I heard?
No, I'm just a man who needs a ship.
You're telling me that you arrive in town just after an explosion last night outside the city, and you have nothing to do with each other? You're just looking for a ship?
Yes, I was involved in the explosion. You're really removing all the mystery from this conversation.
Yeah, I'm gonna use a dark side point, and she very much is going for the fact that you are full of shit, and she's gonna see right through you, Captain TIE Fighter. And
What's she seeing through? Just admit to it.
Yeah, she's gonna see that you are, whatever happened, you're more involved than just like, we crashed the ship, whoopsie. And she like stands up and sort of moves away back to the bar, and she's like, Can I get you another?
Let's face toast a little bit, shall we?
Well, I'll have another. And she takes a hard drink, puts it down, and starts mixing another one for herself.
So, what are you, Empire?
Freelancer? Freelancer? Oh, my dear boy, I'm whatever I want to be.
And what do you want to be?
Well, tonight may be yours.
Hey, if I can have my way, I won't be on the planet.
Well, if I had my way, I'd get a lot of things I want too, but sadly,
Sounds like you
I
do
don't.
already.
That's true, but sometimes in life I don't have very many choices.
Is being on this planet a choice?
No, but how we spend our time here is. And she sort of looks at you, winks, and then says, I'll be right back, and begins to ascend the stairs to go upstairs.
Okay. The second you go upstairs, I'm looking for info.
Yeah, you begin to look
I'm
around.
Yeah,
give me a perception check. Let's see what you
Stop
find.
making me roll perception, dude. Make me roll something else. Ah!
Yeah, no. You begin to strain to look around to find anything, but it's a very clean, very well kept living room area. It appears to be nothing out of the ordinary. Everything seems fine. Dio, PR3, Oda, as you begin to approach this building, or as you turn down the alleyway that's going to lead you there, you notice outside are 12 of the robotic human figures with their creepy eyes standing at the doorway.
This time I try to do what Dio's been doing to me, and I pat her on the shoulder and say, "This one's all you."
I agree.
I walk up.
Okay, you walk up to them, and
I reluctantly walk up.
you walk up to them, and only one of the 12 turns to you and says, "Can I help you?"
Yeah, I need to go inside.
I'm sorry, but you're going to have to leave.
No, I need to go inside.
I'm sorry, but you're going to have to leave. And another one turns to face you as well.
I look at PR3 and I'm like, is he a droid because he's repeating himself?
No.
That's surprising. Do you say anything else? I'm not gonna leave. I need to go inside.
You'll have to wait your turn. And you see one of
my
them punching the
turn.
button, and the doors open, and from an angle, you can see Ilago looking for something. Ilago, as you're searching, the doors pop open, and you can see several of these weird humanoids with the yellow eyes walk into the room. Closes
Can I
behind
bulldoze my
them.
way past
Can
him?
I peek?
All but
Can I bulldoze?
yeah, you see Ilago, you see behind them Dio being blocked by one of them standing in the way of her
I'm
as the
blocked.
doors
I'm gonna
close.
I'm gonna punch. Oh, damn it! I'm gonna punch him anyway.
All right, yeah, give me a you are in melee, so give me a, I assume this is just a straight brawl roll, actually brawl.
I don't have any dice or anything to worry about, right?
Just give me a brawl roll. Yeah, you clock this guy right in the face, punch him as hard as you can, and you can see you sort of like cut the flesh and his lip is bleeding a little bit, and he just turns back to look at you and is like, "Why would you do that?"
I'm gonna recover some strength 'cause I'm getting pretty high, if that's all right.
Sure.
I need to get in there. That's all I say again. And I look back at Oda. There's only one guy here, right?
Yeah, just the one.
I'm like, we need to get in there. This guy, he could probably let us in. I'm just throwing it out there. I'm just putting that out there for the people behind me. You know, we could, if we can get through this guy, we can get in there. I don't think it's looking good in there.
I agree. We need to get through. So I put my hand on my blaster and I look at Deo
I step away. I'm like, we need to get there, blah, blah, blah. And then I just start backing away with my hands up, like, sorry, man, didn't mean to hit you. Lie, obviously.
Yeah, he begins to approach you, and he's like, "Why would you hit me?" And he goes to reach for your. Let's see, you can pull this off. He goes to reach for your hand. No, you are too fast. And he strains to reach your hand to grab you to stop you from moving away, but he misses.
I'm trying to get a look at Deo that, like, because I have my hand on my blaster. I'm like giving her this look, like, is this what you want? You want me to threaten?
Oh my God, just shoot already. Come on.
Look, I really don't want to shoot you. I pull out the blaster. I really don't want to shoot you, but we have
hey,
to go inside and get our friend.
Oh my God, just shoot him.
Could you just move aside so I don't have to shoot you? I hate shooting people.
If you don't shoot,
I realize for some reason the ability dice that I used on that roll didn't show up, but it doesn't matter. Obviously he still doesn't get you. Yeah, you threaten to shoot him, and he just keeps moving towards Deo, just like trying to reach out and grab her again.
Don't try to grab. No, stop that. All right,
he does not listen to you. You shoot him in the knee. All right, give me a roll. You shoot him in the knee.
All right. Where is my blaster? Hold on, I just completely lost understanding of my character sheet. There we go, combat. Blaster.
Yeah, you go to shoot him, and this is against your character, unfortunately. This is something you're not a murderer. You're not Deo. You fire, and it sort of misses. Maybe subconsciously you don't want to shoot this person because they're just a normal person. They have no armor on. They have no weapons. You fire and it misses.
Seems to me to be under some sort of influence. It's really skeezing me out.
Yeah. Meanwhile, back inside.
So, I hears a blaster, Mr. Cox, and I start shooting.
Okay, yeah, you pull out your weapon and you begin to shoot. You are literally right next to them, so there's no difficulty die for this. Good, enjoy. There are 11 people in a room with you. Do you just start shooting them?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's no good reason. 11, unless it was a bad situation.
It is. It's a bad situation. There are 11 people here.
Yeah,
all right, so
I'm here. I go.
Yeah,
I'm gonna add my blue die for aim as well.
Okay. Oh my God. Okay, so you fire and you. One just collapses on the ground, and they have no armor. They're just normal citizens. He falls over dead, and the other 10 begin to move towards you, arms out, almost like zombies trying to grab you. They don't even acknowledge the death of their friend, and they are now.
I only killed one guy with this.
Yeah, you shot one guy.
Oh, I was hoping to shoot more than one guy, but we'll take one guy, I guess.
No, they're a mob of people. She definitely killed one dude.
Okay.
You can if you want. Well, I mean, he's dead, but I'll give you the fact that you have all those bonus die that you can do something else.
Yeah, so let's create a triumph.
Okay.
What could that be?
You tell me. What happened?
I unload into the roof above them.
Ooh, nice.
Sure. Okay. You fire once more into the roof above them, and the whole top of half of this building begins to crumble down on top of them. And as it does, it takes out 4 more, and they fall to the ground, crushed underneath the rubble. But what you notice is that now that you can see the floor up above, you do not see Don Kren anywhere.
Okay. Curses under his breath. Damn it.
There are now 6 of these. Actually, no, 5 of these people left.
5 left. Okay. Cool. Okay.
Wait, hold on. 6. I try to remember
6?
if I said there were. Yeah, there are 11 in the room with you, correct? And so 5 are dead. Yeah, 6.
Okay. Cool. Yeah,
do you want to keep shooting at them? They're closing in on you. They're moving around the rubble trying to grab you.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. If they're gonna keep coming.
Yeah.
I'll keep
By the
shooting.
time, so here's what I'll say. By the time they get to you, you have 2 shots you can get off.
Okay.
So plan your strategy well. Outside, Dio, PR3, and Oda are trying their hardest. Yeah, no negative dice there, chat bot, because he was literally straight up in their face. There was no he could blast them and not even aim and still hit one of the 11 people that were in the room with him. It wasn't a hard shot. So he had nothing there. Meanwhile, outside, the reason why Oda had difficulty dice but was in close range is because Oda is not that character who just blasts a person and kills them. That's not how she works. And she was aiming specifically for the knee, not just the body or somewhere. So that's if you're wondering why I did what I did. There you go. Rules, people. Okay. Outside, Deo, PR3, and Oda are staring down this one dude who's just slowly coming for Deo, just reaching out to try and grab her. What's the plan, gang? You hear an explosion of some sort and see the roof and the upper floor of this red building collapse in on itself. So whatever's going on inside is bad news.
I'm gonna take out my weapon and try to bust it across his head.
All right.
Was that melee?
It
I'm not
is
shooting
melee. Okay. Well, if you're melee and you don't have to. There's no difficulty dice on this. Go nuts. Yeah. You crack this guy. Tell me what that looks like. You whack this dude.
He's like walking towards me, and I'm like, "Listen, man, I don't want to fight." And then I don't want to fight, and my arm just kept getting higher. And then I grab my weapon, and I turn around, and I just swing it like a baseball bat at his head.
Yeah, there's an audible crack. You
Yikes.
crack this guy's skull, and he slams into the wall and falls down. Oda, you tried so hard not to kill this guy, and he just got straight up murdered in front of you.
May the force be with you. And then I just turn and walk in.
I grab
you
my
try
weapon. You're not walking in first.
I
Yeah,
apologize,
PR3, do
Jesse.
you try to do anything here? Or because
I
as you approach
apologize,
the door,
I'm wrestling with the router things for a second to try to fix this call because it's all screwy for me.
you approach the door, and it does not open. It is a blast door, and there's a passcode next to it.
Is PR3 outside with us?
Yeah.
As soon as
Fixing
PR3
his router, but
reboots-
also
Yeah.
yeah.
PR3 had to reboot after translating Clitonian, whatever that was. But after that, I as he's rebooting, I'm gonna like walk him over to put him in front of the passcode thing, and wait for him to open his eyes or his ocular sensors again, so that he can beep boop hack it.
Inside Ulago, these 6 dudes are slowly approaching you. Give me your first shot or your first attempt to do something.
Okay. Am I near a window?
There are no windows. This is just a red sort of makeshift hut. If there is a window, it's a little slit of light that comes through.
Okay. Yeah. I guess let's keep shooting.
Okay. Yeah, you don't have to fight for this one. This is pretty easy. Yeah, you blast this dude and he flies the wall and sort of a divot in the itself and slumps to the ground with a big scorch mark on his chest. 5 more are still approaching you.
Try and shoot the lock on the door.
Okay. Yeah. Give me a shot on the lock mechanism. Actually, hold on. This
Okay, let me know when you've added the dice.
You're
It does.
good. It's added.
All right.
Yeah. You nail it. You shoot that lock, and with a hiss and an explosion of sparks, the doors blow open, and outside you see PR3 about to maybe attempt to hack into the actual system, and then Deo and Oda just standing there, and they see inside a collapsed building, dead bodies strewn everywhere, and you about to be grabbed by 5 individuals, 5 various humanoids are about to grab you.
Yeah, I guess I shoot the lock and then I just get dogpiled.
Yeah, they jump on top of you.
Do we anticipate that there would be danger if we try to shoot those people on top of him, of maybe hitting him?
I mean, it's a possibility. If you guys get a oh man, I do have the dark side dice for this. If you manage to get a like epic super fail, you definitely will shoot him. But I don't. A yellow die or a purple die is not going to cause that to happen.
I shove Oda out of the way and I run up and I attempt to bust another person over the head.
Nice.
Okay. Yeah, they are focused on Ulago, but you can try to bust a dude. Give me that swing. See what happens. Yeah, you hit a guy. You hit it and you get 2 advantage on that hit, and you knock one of the guys off of Sam.
Let it freeze. Okay.
He isn't. There are 4 guys left.
There are 4 guys left. I want to give my advantage to Ulago, if I can.
Nice.
Sure. Ulago, what is your plan?
Is it my turn?
Yeah. Unless Oda wants to do something.
I want to try to shoot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go for it. I didn't know you suddenly got the bloodlust up in you. Okay.
It's not bloodlust, just that like now we're fighting. Now it's a thing.
Okay.
That's
Fire,
the thing.
It's companionship.
fire away.
I did.
Oh, all right. Well, you fire, and once again, because of who you are and your upbringing, it just doesn't seem right to shoot these people, and you fire and miss. And you do, however, manage to get a triumph. What does that look like? What is your triumph here? How do you change the course of this?
What if the bullet ricochets and knocks something over that like falls on one of the people who's dogpiling Ulago and maybe like pins them to the ground or something like that.
Okay, I can allow that. Yeah, you fire the shot and it doesn't hit where you want it to go because again, you're distracted by how it just doesn't seem right. But it does hit the cabinet where the drinks were, and the drink cabinet falls over onto one of the guys trying to get Sam Ulago, and it traps him underneath. And it doesn't kill him, but he's like, you can hear him trying to bang his way out. It's a very big cabinet, and he's like, you can hear him trying to get through the wood on the other side.
Like a bunny
There's
trap?
three guys.
Like...
Yeah. There are three guys left. PR3, I'm gonna give you this. Do you do anything?
All right, I don't even know what's going on. I just woke up. So what's up?
You are in a room with now 3 of those zomboid people who are trying to grab Ulago. Deo and Oda are just beating the crap out of people in this room, and you're just standing at the entrance. Do you help them, or like what do you do?
Do I have any electronic means to help them? Because I'm so I'm so like support like.
Right. I mean, at the moment, you can do kind of whatever you think needs to be done. You can look around the room. You can try to find something, whatever way you think you would be helpful in this situation. Right now, literally, there are just 3 guys sort of dogpiled onto Ulago trying to grab him, and he's fighting back. And then behind them are your friends beating the dudes off of him.
I know what to do. I got this. All right.
Okay.
I'm going to help.
You there. Cease your aggression immediately.
You say that. Will you roll for me a leadership roll?
Okay. All right, I just had to open all the things again. Sorry. Leadership. There we go.
Yeah, you say it, nothing happens. But the good news is you get an advantage that you can give to someone or use yourself in some way.
I give it to Ulago.
All right. Yeah, underneath these 3 squirming bodies to get you, Ulago, you feel the advantage given to you. What do you do?
I'm pinned down. He's yelling various insults. He keeps saying they have freaky eyes. I think I'm just gonna roll and try and just get them because he's in no position to.
I think they're gone. I think we lost them.
Oh,
okay.
Let's take a quick break
Hello.
and just get in Discord and just use that audio because I know it'll be pristine. It'll take like less than 2 minutes, and then we'll just come back to this. So take a quick break. And we'll be right back.
Okay.
See you in just a sec.
Okay, love you.
I like when it goes. Oops. I like when it goes.
These guys are grappling with you, Ulago, and you said you wanted to brawl them?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. So what is your objective here? Are you trying to fight off all 3? Are you trying, what is your goal? Because you can do that. You can go for all 3. It's just going to up the difficulty.
No, I think I'm just trying to get out from under the pile of people.
Sure.
These guys haven't attacked me and they could have, so they seem to be, I don't know, trying to pin me down.
They're trying to grab you and drag you out. It's almost like what you saw earlier, Oda and Deo, when they were grabbing that dude and trying to drag him out. It looks like they're trying to do that with Sam, but because you're on the ground, first they have to get you up and they have to get themselves up to pull you out of the room. And they aren't even paying attention to the people behind them. It's almost like they've been programmed to do this one thing, and they're trying their hardest to do this one thing.
Okay.
Yeah, they're not even
I would
acting violently, right?
No, they are not trying to assault you. They're not trying to stop you. They're just trying to grab Ulago and pull him out.
Okay, I would like to. I guess I'll roll to just resist being pulled to my feet by these guys.
Sure. Yeah, go for it.
What would you like to roll?
This is a lovely question. I think for you, this could either be an athletics check or this could be a resilience check.
Athletics sounds great.
Okay, go for it.
Oh, sorry. There's a bonus dice in there. Let me roll it again.
Wow. Yeah, you fail. They begin to grab onto you, and it's obvious that even though they're sort of zombified humanoids that have no real, no real strength, because of their numbers, they're sort of pinning you down, and they've got you. But in this moment, something happens. I will let you determine what that is.
I think I would just upgrade the difficulty of what they're attempting to do.
Okay, sure. So I will
Sorry.
downgrade their dice.
Yeah, I'm just flailing. I'm making it as hard as possible for them to get me.
Absolutely. All right, they have a downgrade for the rest of their attempts on you.
Cool.
All right, gang. What about the rest of you? What are you attempting to do?
When I notice that they're not violent, I want to see if I can restrain one. Like, can I find any kind of, like, rope or anything that I could use to, like, any manacles lying around? Anything like that?
You notice that this room is strangely what Ulago you're pretty sure, hopefully he noticed this, but you're not sure because he's still here for some reason, that it was, like, very clean. Very, very spotless until the rubble fell from the sky. It was almost like this shouldn't have been so clean for such a backwater planet. And in the room, aside from the various couches and beanbag-like sitting implements, there was straight up just this chest full of alcohol. And that was kind of it. So yeah, there's nothing really there rope-wise to tie people up with.
I guess I want to just, like, assist Ulago then in not being dragged away. So I guess I'll try to grapple one of them.
Sure, grapple away. Just straight up grapple.
Is that a skill that I roll? How do I grapple?
Well, it might be, for you, it might be
Probably
brawl.
athletics, right?
Well, it depends on what your objective is. I would say you are either trying to athletically grab someone, or you are trying to, I don't know, you could say that this is a brawl, just a straight up brawl. But no matter what, both are using brawn. I guess whatever you think is better for you. I think for your character, it's the exact same roll no matter what.
Yeah, I'll just roll athletics because they're the same.
Go for it. Yeah, God. You managed to pull one off of Ulago and sort of push him away, and he looks at you, and you can almost see a sadness in his eyes, in that you don't know if he's upset that you made him ruin what he was attempting to do, or the sadness is a general sadness of, like, I don't want to be doing this. But you can see clearly in his soul through the force that there's something upsetting this person.
I say, why are you doing this?
He does not acknowledge you and begins to walk back towards Ulago.
I keep shoving him away.
Okay. Yeah, you managed to keep him busy, but you were also kept busy. PR3, what do you want to do?
I help by encouraging everyone.
Okay. Again, leadership roll me. Let's see what you do.
All right.
What first off, what do you say?
I say,
There you go. You're doing well at not dying yet.
Okay. Give me a roll. Let's see what your encouragement does. This would be a leadership, I imagine. Nope, you just stress yourself out. This is so... All these fleshy beings, just... Why are they fighting? It makes no sense to you. You don't understand humans, and you don't understand
If you
aliens.
die, then I am lost afterwards, so don't do that.
Dio, what is your plan here? There's still two guys grappling with Ulago, but he seems to have them.
I'm not one of those. I'm just gonna try and keep him alive, people. I'm gonna swing my gun once more at a head that's like grappling or fisticuffing. There you go.
Sure. Yeah, swing away. So you manage to hit one and knock him off, and he slams again into the wall right next to the other guy that you just knocked off. And there's one left grappling with you, Lago. What do you want to do? Sam?
Oh, there was a little bit of latency. I'll headbutt him, or attempt to.
Okay. You are just going to brawl him then. Go for it.
Yeah, I'll just brawl him.
Okay. You hit him, and he, much like outside with Deo and Oda and the shot that missed, or Deo and the hit to the face, he gets hit, looks at you, and you can see blood streaming down his forehead, and he continues to try and pull you out. It's almost like you hurt him, but it didn't phase.
I like the idea that my own forehead is bleeding. And I'm like, that was such a bad idea.
Yeah, you're just as hurt as he is.
Yeah.
The both of you look stunned. Like, I can't believe you did that. But also, he is disoriented, and it's almost like he's not.
It worked so much better in my head.
So, back to Oda. Oda, you see that Ulago tries to headbutt the last guy on him, and they both go, oh, because it's such a terrible idea, but neither of them move. What is your plan? I think you're muted.
I forgot that we were in here and not in there. So I feel like the rest of my party has this basically under control, and I feel like it's going to be more helpful to us to have some information. So I want to look at this person that I keep shoving, and I want to try so hard to like look deep into their soul and ask, who are you and why are you doing this?
Do you want to use a force point for this? For the look?
The last one?
You have two. Actually.
Oh, we have two. Yeah, I feel like this is really important information for us. So unless the team is adamantly opposed, then yeah, I would use one.
Okay. And you can use it for a roll here, and it will upgrade but because here's the thing. Normally, we looked this up. This is a thing that in the post show last week, we had a discussion about this, because there is a thing that if you're a Jedi, this is all out of character, of course, because our group does not really know your past. But if you're a Jedi, you have the ability to just use the Force, right? But most people using a Force is like, oh, add it to your roll. And so the question here is are you doing this as a, hey, I'm trying to talk to you, dummy, I want to get through to you? Or are you straight up using the Force to delve into this person, like you are trying to Kylo Ren your way into this person's head? Like,
that sounds so evil, though. It's more like an Obi-Wan, like, just trying to ease the way of good and create understanding. But yes,
wouldn't it be
I'm trying
like
to use
Ray, who's like,
yeah,
you will blah blah blah, you'll unlock me and then open the door or whatever she does, like that.
Yes,
but you're trying to find. You're not trying to get him to talk to you. You're trying to see what this person, like. You're trying to figure out what is happening to this, like what happened to this person. Is that the objective?
I want to know. Like, obviously, this person is being somehow controlled by the Force somehow, and I want to understand it and see how it happened.
Sure. Okay. So going back to what Pokket said, what you're going to get out of this is something that Ray, for example, would have gotten out of this, which is flashes of stuff. Right. You're not going to get the vision of like, here's exactly what happened. You're going to get the good side version, the light side version, which is like creepy flashes of things. If that's what you're down for, that's what you'll get.
We can add it to a persuasion roll so that I can try to persuade them to show me or tell me.
But you can fail those rolls.
Okay, then never mind. No fails.
All right.
No failsies.
Yeah, so use your light side point.
Okie dokie. Where'd it go? There.
Cool. As you reach out with the force, you stare into this person's eyes, and behind the yellow tint of their eyes and their obsessive desire to get Ilago, you see that the sadness, in fact, is not the sadness of someone who's like upset that you won't let them pass you to grab Ilago. It's a sadness that is, before this person was zombified in this way, they had a life, they had children. You can see the family. You can see this person's wife and 2 children. These little, they're slightly pinkish skin as they run around the house, and the wife is cooking something. And there's a flash to a dark hallway in a red room. And this room at the end of the hallway is glowing with this bright red. And you can see in the corridor figures in various degrees of biohazard suit standing around them. And he is in line with several other people, including his wife. But the children are nowhere to be seen, and they're being marched towards this room. And you see another flash, and he is standing before something that you can only see from, like, it's the camera's on his eyes, and you can see him staring at something that is causing him to sort of weep. And then he falls to his knees, and there's a flash, and then you're back to the room you were standing in.
So did I get any answers that I can actually use? Because that's all just kind of like someone nebulously force changed them, maybe. Do I recognize the room?
I will say that you don't recognize the room, but all of the biohazard suits had Imperial markings on them.
Gotcha. Okay. So from this, I can surmise at least that all of these people are like drones created by the Empire somehow using the Force, which is a bastardization of what should be done with the Force and makes me quite angry.
Maybe. Who knows? That's the best you can do. Yeah, is you definitely know that these people don't want to do what they're doing, and that they were forced by something to do it.
Can I... This would be our last force point, I bet. But I want to try to, like, free their mind. Can I, like, shake them out of it?
This will definitely have to be a roll, but yes, you can try.
I
Do
mean,
it.
This is an Oda character thing, because she would definitely be like, I can't let this stand, so she's gonna try. So what would it be? A persuasion, or is there like a force roll that I can use as a Jedi?
What you do have force powers. What are your current force powers?
I don't think I have them on my character sheet, or at least I don't know about them.
It would be under talents and abilities all the way down at the bottom.
Yeah, I don't have any on my character sheet. We never made those.
Yeah, well, because you have not spec'd into them yet. You have the basic force powers, but you don't have the ones that your Padawan survivor would allow you to access. You have to level up to get those. But you have your basic ones, like you can push a thing and you can like, hey dude, but you don't have anything that is too special yet. So
I just want to put everything I have into the most, hey dude, don't be a zombie anymore. Mind trick.
If you want, I'll let you use your last force die on this.
Okay.
And you can just do it. You can make it happen. But the outcome will not be something that is dice decided. It's Jesse decided.
Okay. I just like a little bit of blood runs from my nose. Like I'm trying so hard. Just like, no, go back to your children.
And as you do, you see that in his eyes, the yellow begins to fade and his nose begins to bleed as well. And the two of you sort of look at each other, and it does one of those camera things where your two faces sort of like, position over each other, and you two both begin to shake, and he falls to the ground, and you go down to grab him and sort of cradle him, and he begins to sort of like violently shake in your hands, and then he stops, and he looks at you, And then he whispers in a quiet voice, "Thank you." And then he looks over, and in the rubble next to where you had fought that Sam had crushed a bunch of the people attacking him, you see from your vision the woman that was his wife that was standing near him. And she is crushed under the rubble, and he, like, one tear comes from his eye, and he says to you, "You have to stop the Empire. They have the..." And then he dies.
No.
Typical.
So you've managed to free him, but in freeing him, he has died before he could tell you exactly what it was, like every good story. And there's one guy.
Did he seem to die from the stress of me changing
Yes.
him? Okay.
Yes.
Whoops.
You pulled him out of whatever it was, but the stress of it, like you broke his mind. Like whatever happened, his mind was warped, and then by freeing him, you broke his mind.
Oops.
And probably all the sensations, all the, like, his dead wife and like he just collapsed and is dead. And so the last remaining guy on Ulago is struggling as hard as he can, blood running down his face. PR3, Dio, is there anything you want to do?
Nothing comes to mind currently.
Dio, do you want to do anything? Do you want to just bop this guy?
I want to pin him down.
The last guy?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, give me a brawl. See if you can grab him off.
Yeah.
Actually, hold on. Let me do this because he's messing with Sam. All right, now you may brawl. Yeah, you managed to pull this dude off, and you get 2 advantage as well. You pull this guy off of Sam, and what do you do? What happens?
Oh, I'm gonna give that to Oda, but the advantage. But yeah, I sort of, after the 2 guys go down that I hit, I watch Sam, or I watch Ulago for a little bit, and then just sort of walk up and I grab the guy by the shoulders and I sort of just body slam him down onto the ground and then just sit on top of him and keep him pinned there.
Sure.
And
how do you have him pinned? How do you have him pinned to the ground?
Well, I'm kind of a big girl. I'm sitting on top, but I am pinning his arms behind his back.
Okay.
While he is face up. So that's when I yell at or no, face down. Sorry, my bad. Sorry, face down. I don't know why I said face. Okay, anyway.
Sure, he's just he's on his stomach facing down.
Yeah.
Pin, his arm pin. Okay.
Alago, I knew I pictured it, but I said it wrong.
Yeah, I got you. Alago, you managed to stand up and you look around at your companions in the rubble in the room. What do you do?
Are the stairs still intact that went upstairs?
They are, but there's literally nothing above you. the area is destroyed. There's like an outer edge of the room above you, but the center is all collapsed into the room you're standing in.
Okay. Seeing this, he rushes out into the street to see if he can see mysteriously making an exit anywhere.
Yeah, you run past your companions and go out into the street, and in the street there is a bunch of commotion. You can see all the different hooded figures. Some people from the cantina have come out to watch what's going on. And then mixed throughout the crowd are a bunch of these yellow-eyed individuals just standing there staring at the building.
Okay, he immediately grabs the doorway. We gotta go now.
Oda like tenderly closes the eyes of the man that died and lays him down and gets up, brushes herself off, and follows.
Well, what about this guy?
Oh, we should
I thought you were doing. I don't know what you're doing with that guy, but what about this guy? I got him right. I'll just fucking kill him.
Let's bring him along.
No, I'll just kill him.
Well, there's an unlimited amount more in the street, so we should just leave him and go.
I'm gonna lean down in his ears and I'm gonna be like, "Are you gonna fucking fight us?"
He doesn't respond to you at all. He's just sort of struggling.
I try to knock him out. I try to choke hold him and knock him out.
Yeah, I'll give you this. Give you this one. It's not hard. You just put your arm around his neck and he passes out.
Yeah.
Poor zombies.
And then I run out with them. I follow them.
PR3, are you just gonna waddle along behind?
Mm-hmm.
Shuffle.
All right.
That's how I do.
The four of you find yourself in the street, and a crowd has gathered, and everyone is just like looking at you, and they are all baffled about what has gone down. But you can tell, you're definitely a known commodity in this town. There is a large crowd, and they have all seen your faces.
Whoops.
It's not one of my best ideas.
You are not the most subtle bunch, are you? Oh, look, there's a stage over there. Perhaps we could put on a stage play.
Let's
Might be
go.
his way to get in the prison if we just get arrested.
That's true, actually.
I'd like to point out one more time that we were on a ship originally destined for the prison the entire time.
Can we talk about this when we're not standing in front of everyone?
I'd like to point out how completely and utterly useless you are.
You hurt my one feeling. I only had one left, and look what you did to it.
I'm going to use a dark side point.
Well, you have a lot of them.
I intend to use one. As you sit here, fighting in the middle of the street as a crowd gathers around you to watch this go down, and the smoldering rubble of a blaster fight / building collapse behind you, you hear the faint sound of TIE fighters approaching from out of the desert. And even though you know that the Empire is above the planet, only now do you look up and realize that the cruiser that was floating up above is now descending above the city.
Time to go.
Agreed.
I think we
Where
just
do you-
run.
Yeah, where do you go?
Yeah,
Time to go where? Where are you going?
If there's a slum, if there's like a place where we can just get run aground.
Sure. There definitely will be.
I know all the cool places in the city, don't I?
You know all the places, but you don't know the underground slummy places. That would be a skullduggery thing, I believe.
Yeah.
Or you could use, let's see here. You could probably hit them with a underworld.
Yeah, I was
Roll.
gonna say.
I would rather use skullduggery.
Well, all of you can use whatever you want to figure out your way around here.
I feel like I want to use skullduggery. That's like I'm looking for signs of a place I know we could hide.
Yes. Well, you immediately notice that while this crowd is gathered, those people in the hoods and in the cloaks running in the shadows, and you realize at this very moment, they've all sort of been following a route, a path, if you will, and you can see some of them are going somewhere. Perhaps it's worth following.
Okay. This way.
Do you all go, or do you just...
Hell yeah, we go.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, so you all begin to move down this pathway and into the shadows with all these people in hoods. And as you do so, you notice that they are sticking to a very defined path, one that leads them to a doorway. And it goes down into what you can only assume are the sewers. Do you enter?
Yes.
Okay. Do the rest of you follow? Are you just in on this?
Nope.
That's
I
question this at all?
disgusting. I just got myself clean from those awful caves.
Would you rather be on a TIE fighter?
Can I do a perception check? Just see I don't know, see anything?
Of course, you can do a perception check. Go for it.
Just see I don't even know, because where are we right now? What?
Well, yeah. You definitely 100% know where you're at. You are in the back alleys of this small city. It is dirty and damp, and you find that to be very weird, considering that this planet is pretty dry. But the closer you get to this entrance, the more damp it becomes, and you realize there's steam coming out of this entrance in the ground, and it very much appears to be something leading under the city, and it is dank down there. It is super dank and damp, and there's a stench. You have a triumph. What do you do with this triumph?
I don't even know what to do with it. Why is this where I triumph? I don't even know what to do with it. What? Anyone have ideas? I don't have any.
That's the dice spending sheet, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
You can go look. You can determine what you would do.
Oh, yeah. I'm looking.
Oh, I'm gonna look too. Nope, that's not the right one. Dang it. Okay, there we go. Is there a way that we can conceal ourselves a little bit, blend in a little bit?
Sure. You can use that to make it so all those people who just watched you leave that house are now like, where'd they go?
Yeah, that. Exactly that.
Okay, yeah. You've blended when you escaped the crowd, just like all movie logic. Instead of people being like, they went that way, straight up, you vanished into the shadows, and the four of you are moving with all of the different people in hoodies and cloaks, and you have vanished into the back alleys, and if anyone wanted to track you, they no longer can.
Haha!
Impressive.
I will give you that.
Impressive skullduggery.
Even with my clinkiness?
Yeah, you are a very dark droid.
That's true.
You're like almost all black, so you just...
Well, I get a lot of sun, so...
And the steaminess probably like lubricates your joints so they don't squeak,
Yeah. This is actually very good for you. You managed to get there and everything is A-okay. Do you continue going down?
Yep.
Yeah, I think we follow the flow of people and see where it takes us.
Yeah, which
I once again grab Oda's shoulder and I pull her behind me. And then I walk in.
What is the order?
This one's on you.
What is the order of you going down into the sewers?
I would guess me and Ulago.
I think I'd go in last just to make sure we weren't followed.
Oh yeah, me then whoever's after me.
Yeah, okay. I'll go right after you because you just put me behind you, and then PR3 behind me, and Ulago behind PR3.
All right, great.
Cool.
The group of you begin to descend these stairs, and they seem to go down forever. And every so often, a small humanoid or something underneath the cloak runs past you very quickly up and down the stairs, as if they're not really waiting for you to figure out where you're going. They know what they have to do, and they're running through and just trying to get something done. As you reach the bottom, you realize that the above city was just a part of this entire capital. There's an undercity as well, and there are plenty of places to hide down here. You see a vast swath of underground buildings built into the sort of makeshift crystal hovels, and you see a river running through, and it must be where they get their water. And you also see a bunch of power plants and things that clearly are powering the above city with steam and smoke billowing out of them as they use the water running through this underground area to power everything that's going on in this city. And running around down here are all these different people in various forms of outfit that covers their head, that covers most of them. But you notice specifically there are no yellow-eyed people down here.
Well, that's nice.
I stop. Anyone know where we're going?
I want to
think I have
relay to the
details
team. When I was talking to that person, that I saw that there's something wrong with them. The Empire's controlling them somehow with the Force.
Do any of you believe that?
I just look at her like, what are you talking about?
You saw their eyes?
Yeah, they have yellow eyes. I mean, that could be just a part of their, racial features.
All of them? All those different people?
Are you being racist right now?
Oh my gosh.
Kind of sounds like you're being racist right now.
Don't you think they're acting a little strange?
I mean, so were those, weird guys in the bar who didn't want to take that table for some reason.
It's the Empire. They have any number of unnerving experiments and or side projects going on at any given time. It is possible.
For once, PR3 is talking logic.
I mean, he's been pretty logical this whole time.
Depends on your point of view, I suppose.
Do you have any thoughts, Ulago, about this? Or are you just okay with her being like, it's definitely the Empire. This is Dark Jedi powers.
I don't even know if she was Empire.
What
But
cause
she's
do any of
trouble.
you have to doubt me?
Wait, so, Ulago, are you just thinking about the woman who just left
Yeah,
you? Are you
yeah,
still
yeah.
on her?
Yeah, he's just thinking about her out loud. We need to find her.
Yeah, so Ulago's preoccupied. Deo Oda, PR3. Clearly, you have this brief respite from the insanity above, but what is the plan now? What are you trying to do?
This changes everything. We have to stop whatever's being done here.
First, I suggest we find a layout or schematic or someone knowledgeable about these passages.
You're right, a map. Great. Good. You could have just said map. We should do that. We should definitely do that.
Okay. How do you do that?
I look at Oda. Well, find us a map.
I use skullduggery to see if I know how to find a map in a place like this.
Give me that roll.
Nope.
Nope. This is new to you. This is a new experience. This is something that you are in the underground waterways of a city that is unknown to you, and you have just been chased by zomboid people, and one of them has revealed to you that the Empire forced him to stare upon something that caused him to become a zomboid, and then it ended up getting his wife killed by Ulago's own hands. So you are in a bad place mentally right now. Nope, you don't know how to find a map.
Also, skullduggery is usually done without a map.
True. So what is the plan now?
PR3's the droid. He's supposed to know where to find these things.
I just need somewhere to plug in.
Oh man, that's too much information.
How about there? I point to the nearest, beep boop looking terminal of something.
Is there a beep boop looking terminal?
There's always a beep boop terminal in Star Wars.
I don't know.
There's definitely. I mean, you can do a perception check to find one nearby. Of course, there always is, but you have to find it first.
Okay, let's see. Is my perception good or crappy? Let's see.
I see one. Right there.
It is right there. Almost as soon as you come down the stairs, you see one of the many random terminals that exist in the Star Wars universe.
Fantastic.
And you go over to plug in. Tell me what you're trying to do.
Just trying to get a schematic of these passages. We're in what, like super sewers?
Yes.
Yeah.
I believe this would be a computer roll of some sort. Computers, I think.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Why didn't I put a point in computers? Am I stupid? All right. Anyway.
Yeah. Well, you got it. Doesn't matter.
Thank God.
You managed to find a schematic of this underground area, and you realize it is actually much larger than the above city. The above city really wasn't the main city after all.
Oh,
this
my.
appears to be the real city. The above city is just where people live, and you assume those who arrive at the Imperial Starport at the prison go to stay for a little bit. But down here, this is actually the real city, and it makes sense why people don't go above, because above sucks. Down here, there are multiple cantinas. There are a few brothels you find. There are actual industries down here. There's a power plant. There are many, many more people living down here, many, many more houses. There are schools, and there are different centers of culture and holovid theaters. Actual things are down here.
It seems that the city above is just a facade. We are in the true hub now.
Can you find a free ship in there?
Searching free ship.
Unfortunately, there are no underground spaceports or docks. Everything is above, and according to the schematics, the only way on or off the planet is by calling a freighter to come pick you up and meet you outside the city, or the Imperial spaceport that is attached to the prison.
32 spam results.
And then I explained what you said.
Yeah.
All right, one more thing. Could you look and see if there's anything about this conditioning program that the Empire has for these yellow-eyed individuals?
Searching.
You find no information, but you do see that there is an entire other system on this planet, another mainframe that exists solely for the Imperial prison.
Mm-hmm.
But you do not have
Private
access.
network.
Yes, it's required to be in the prison complex to access it.
Okay. Yep, explain that.
We gotta go inside. We gotta do it.
Mm-hmm.
She must be there.
Oh my god.
I look back at Ulago and I'm like, who the fuck? Do you have a date here? Like, what are you talking about?
She'll be waiting for us.
A woman. The one that owns the table at the bar that everyone's afraid of. Are you talking about? I put my hand on his forehead to check his temperature.
Yeah,
He
are you
was
gonna,
oxygen deprived for quite some time.
Ulago, are you gonna tell them what happened to you, or are you just gonna keep it quiet?
Look, I thought she had intel for us, and I'm pretty sure she was controlling it. The weird guys.
And then where did she go?
She's gone. She slipped away in the commotion.
Well, if she's controlling them, why would she want to help us?
She doesn't. I fucked up.
Then why are you looking for her?
Because
Did she show you her boobs? Was that it? I heard men are really into that.
Was it boobs?
Yeah, it's
No.
probably boobs.
no.
Look at him. Yeah, he's a little look, he's getting a little hotter right now. I think it was boobs.
It wasn't.
Boobs
There's a
are very convincing
98.2%
sometimes.
chance that it was boobs.
There's
You heard
no
him.
way she's done with us.
Maybe not done with you.
That's what he's hoping.
Hmm?
All right, enough.
So you give Ulago this ribbing, and you begin to hear commotion up at the top of the stairs behind you. Like you can hear someone arguing with someone else, and you're not sure what it is, but you definitely know that it cannot be good.
I'd go check it out.
You want to go look upstairs?
It might be her.
Yeah. So you
I turn around to Ulago. I'm like, shut your mouth. Shut it. Shut it.
You go back up the stairs and you stop just high enough instead of going all the way up to hear the fact that it is definitely stormtroopers talking to some sort of alien and roughing them up a little bit. And you can hear that they are looking for survivors from the crash.
Uh-oh. We gotta go deeper.
You don't want to help him. I'm surprised. I'm looking at Oda.
All right. And she starts to walk toward the person as if to help them.
Yeah, I mean, you can't see them. They're
I look at her. I'm like, I wasn't suggesting you go. Okay.
Yeah, you're not near them. They're at the very, very top of the stairs. You're just high enough that you can hear the conversation.
Does it look like, okay, so is it aggressively? Like, are they in trouble?
No, it's stormtroopers roughing up the local populace trying to find prisoners, and the local populace in various alien languages are like, and they're like, shut up, you. What?
Is it the couple
Over here,
with
there's
the
another
egg?
one. Right? Stormtroopers.
It's no one we know.
Is
I
it?
think they'll be fine.
Oh, okay. Well, we don't know them. Screw that. I'm not gonna go save them.
Okay. So you decide to do what then?
Go deeper,
I think we're just
as
running
Anna
and hiding.
said.
Yeah.
Okay. You enter the city proper, and you look around at the steam coming out of different vents and the waterway before you, and what appears to be a fairly normal town with people trading things, and you see children run by. It's almost like this area is off limits, but you're not sure why. But everyone here seems to be fine.
All right. Well, PR3. What should we do?
Oh my god.
I look at Oda and I'm like, you know what you tried to do up there, right? We went to the bar, you failed horribly, got rejected. Why don't we try that here?
Well, let me be more specific.
Okay.
Now that we know the entire layout of the city and Undercity, and we know our objective, which is to
get out of here?
Well, get out of here after hopefully saving the populace from evil experimentation.
I put my hand on her forehead to check her temperature, and I'm like, are you all right? We need to
I'm just thinking that all of the information is held mostly by PR3, so perhaps, as he is generally so ready to point out how awful our plans are.
I look at PR3 and I'm like, is this a good idea? Saving the entire population of evil. What do you think, PR3? I'd like to know. I'm curious.
Their well-being to me is negligible.
What? See? We should just leave. I wait.
I mean, I'm looking at PR3 because basically what Oda is admitting is like, she's tried a bunch of plans. They seem to be running in circles. We all know we want to get a ship, and we all know we want to leave. Oda also wants to, stop the Empire from zombifying people, but she kind of figures that if they're doing the whole find a ship and leave thing, maybe that'll help her get closer to that anyway. So she's just trying to figure out, like, as someone with a map, where does PR3 think we should start?
Perhaps we should find a good source of information, perhaps a broker, and then, once we find our way to the prison, maybe it will resolve itself. Perhaps a room with a giant device, and you can knock it over, and it saves everyone.
That sounds lovely.
I like this robot. We should keep him around more often.
So the plan is to find a broker of information. Is that the
Sure,
idea?
there must be those.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. Okay. How do you want to go about doing that?
Local mercenary dens, bounty hunter hangouts. Anything come up on my search?
You definitely managed to discover a few locations that, on your search of this town, are marked as hazardous. Enter at your own risk. And one of them you recognize as having the symbol of the Bounty Hunters Guild.
Ooh.
Okay.
I suggest we make our way to the Bounty Hunters Guild and see where they get their information.
I like that PR3 has basically downloaded like Yelp for this city.
Yeah, that's what you have. You have City Yelp
Sweet.
for Hueg Shul.
Except it's Star Wars, it'd probably be called like Yelp or something.
Right. Right. Yelp.
Yeah.
You are going to have to go through a bunch of the city to get there, but it is possible to do so. It's in sort of a bad section of town, one of the more steamy, venty, awful, damp areas. But yeah, you can go
I have
there.
a point in Underworld Intelligence if it helps at all.
Sure, you can maybe get there faster.
Yeah,
if
my
that's the
my
plan.
previous owner was seedy.
Yeah, all right. Give us a roll. Underworld us.
All right.
Yeah, it doesn't really help, but it gives you some advantage. It's not hard to find. It's just far.
Okay.
And so you begin to hike your way there, and you see as you move through town that it feels like there's some sort of air of oppression over everyone. Everyone seems to be doing everything that you would expect in a normal town. You seem to see that, there's families and there's shop owners and there's patrons and there's various people that are working on various projects underground, living their lives. But besides the fact that they're underground, there's something about all of this that it feels like, again, you notice no police, you notice no anything, and you also notice the stormtroopers did not come down here. There was clearly something a little off about this place as well, but you can't put your finger on it. And as you move through the town, it becomes more and more obvious that, again, it's another facade. There's something weird going on here. And as you make your way to the seedy side of town, you see before you a bunch of flags and symbols of various clans and guilds, and at the very end of one of these streets is the Bounty Hunter Guild.
Is it like an actual Bounty Hunter Guild like location, or is it like a bar that the Bounty Hunters have taken over?
It is. There are no official locations for the Bounty Hunter Guild. This is just where they are right now.
Gotcha.
In this area. On this planet, if you're looking for the guild, this is where you would find them.
All right. So,
Well, Ulago, off you go. These are your people. Go talk to them.
That's what she'd be expecting.
what?
Do you guys go on in? Or are you just obsessed with this woman still?
He's hesitating. Okay.
I slap him on the side of the face. God, you gotta fucking snap out of it. You realize we're trying to get out of here, right?
I needed that.
Yeah.
He goes
I'll
in.
give you another one if you need another one.
Yeah,
All
you
right.
walk in. You walk into the guild. Do the three of you join him, or do you stay outside?
Jesse, DM on Twitter real quick.
Uh-oh.
Anyway.
I think we follow.
You follow? You follow?
Yeah, follow and lurk. Like, not like right up.
I grab her
with
and
him,
I'm
but
like,
just...
are you sure you should be going in there?
No.
You're just gonna waltz on in, just waltz on into can I roll?
Yeah, what would you like to roll?
perception for my character?
Go for it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you know what you know. You
No,
know what you know. You're secret DMs, you know what you
I know if I should enter or not.
You definitely are fine entering.
Okay. Okay. I just look at her. I'm like, this is for the guild, and
Secrets.
it's just I just stick next to me. Just stay next to me, okay? Don't go wandering off.
Yeah, the group of you enter, and inside, instead of a bustling bounty hunter filled room, it's just an empty, almost cobwebs in the corners of the ceiling, one lone guy sitting at a table. He is sort of bulbous looking with blue greenish skin, and he is eating something in a wrap form, and there are papers strewn across his desk and little tracking modules everywhere. And he looks up at you and he's like, oh, okay. Hello, hunters. Welcome to the guild. And he stands up and sort of brushes the crumbs off of him. He's like, come on in.
This is sadder than I expected. He sits down.
Yes, very, very, very sad. But you're here now, and that is excellent. Are all of you bounty hunters?
I put my hand over Oda's mouth. Yes.
Two of us are.
Well, I point to
These
the
are our
droid. I'm like,
associates.
no, he's our guard. The rest of us, you and I thought the log. And I'm like,
Look,
okay.
it doesn't matter. They're with me.
Okay, there. Yeah, we're with him. There we go. Where's escorts?
Escort. A hunter needs escorts. Excellent. And he like runs over to the table and begins to fiddle with paperwork. And he's like, okay. And he turns back to you, Lago. He's like, and how good of a hunter would you say you are?
Pretty good. Pretty damn good.
Pretty damn good.
And
Okay.
given that I'm the only one in here, I don't think you should really be, getting any jobs.
He begins to look through the paperwork, and he's like, I've so much for you and your 3 lovers that I feel like we could do anything, really. This is the first time someone's been here in months. I have to say, this is very exciting. There's a lot that needs done in this town.
Okay.
Like what needs done in this town?
He looks at you, Deo, and he looks back at Ilago, and he's like, do your companions speak for you, sir?
No, my apologies. And he throws a glance at Deo.
And I go, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
He like
No.
chortles like, I like you. You like the fiery ones, don't you, mister? And he sort of like
give
looks
a glance at Ulago that's like, I will beat your ass later.
He manages to hand you a stack of various data pads and papers and little fobs of things. He's like, there's so many to choose from. Take your pick.
I'm looking perhaps for some stuff in particular.
I'm not sure. I understand.
Listen, I recently had a stint in the Imperial prison. Not very happy. Didn't like it. I'd like to take my anger out on someone related to the Imperial prison. You wouldn't have any of those now, would you?
And he begins to like look through the paperwork. He's like, you left the prison? This prison?
Yes, I escaped.
Oh
I'm
my.
looking for a bit of revenge. So if you got any bounties related to prison,
I have one. And he hands you a data pad, and on it, it marks down that a few blocks away there's a building where a person is looking for someone to help them infiltrate the prison.
Now, this is exactly what I was looking for.
He looks at you and kind of for the first time is silent. There's a few noises that come out of his mouth, but the fact that you want to take this has kind of left him in shock.
What? Speak up.
I've had this contract for four years.
Oh my god.
Okay.
No one's taken it before. It's you know how you're trying to break. You just broke out of a prison. Now you're trying to break into a prison.
Well, you see, is I left something valuable inside.
I don't question why. I question how.
Well, all I need to know is if this intel is still accurate.
It hasn't been updated. All I can say is it's very close by.
I guess it won't hurt to look. I hope for your sake, it's good.
So do I. Look at the credits. And he points to the number on the sheet, and it says that he gets 10% of 20 million credits.
Hello.
Largo whistles loud. He's like, well, then I hope also that this info is good.
And he looks at him, he's like, I can finally get off this damn planet. And there's a smile that comes across his face, and you can see bits of the wrap he had eaten stuck in his teeth. And he lets sort of like a spitty laugh at you, like, good luck, my friend.
Largo's wearing bits of wrap in his beard and hair.
Yeah, he just like spittles on you.
Gently pats them out.
Yeah, he's very excited that the four of you have agreed to this. And he kind of does a little dance back to the other side of the desk, and he's like, I'll be here when you come back.
All right. Largo gets up, and as he walks past the group to lead them outside, he kind of waves the tracker at the group and winks. Flaunting his handiwork. Okay.
Well done. Now we just have to figure out how to break into a prison?
Well, you have to go meet with the person who placed the bounty first.
If we're lucky, this guy's figured out for us.
Yeah, they're the ones with the details.
All right, then let's go.
So you head back out into the Undercity. And again, this oppressive air hits you. This underground, steamy, dank air slaps you in the face the minute you leave the building. And it's a heat, but not like an oppressive heat, just feels heavy. Like there's so much moisture in the air. And the people running through the streets have... it's minimized since you've come to this area of the city. It's almost like a lot of people don't come here. And as you begin to head in the direction of this bounty, you notice that the buildings are becoming much more elaborate and much more beautiful, but also much more guarded. You see that there are 2 or 3 men outside every door, and they sort of stare at you as you pass. And you notice that all the signs and all of the various symbols of merchants and different guilds are missing. And at the very, very end of this street, right where the tracker is pointing you to go to the meeting, is a giant building built into one of the crystal walls. And you notice a symbol that you may be familiar with, but you'll have to roll to figure out what it is.
Okay.
What kind of roll?
This would be... I'll let you... I would assume that PR3, this would be a knowledge check of some sort.
Mm-hmm.
You could do lore or education or outer rim or
What about the
underworld.
rest
It could
of
be
us?
any of those.
Same
The rest of you
thing.
can do the exact same thing. It's straight up just a knowledge check to see
Okay.
what this thing is.
Um,
Was that your lore roll, PR3?
Yes.
Excellent.
Where-
Yeah,
where-
you recognize this as the symbol Oda, you recognize this as well.
I'm trying
Is
to.
the
Where's
symbol-
lore? I don't see it. Oh, there it is. There it is. It's all the way
yeah.
at the bottom.
Yep.
I don't recognize shit.
At the bottom.
Let me show you. This. Trying to load it in so you guys can see it. Save image as. There we go. This is the symbol you see. Right here. Uploading. Take a few minutes. Come on, Roll20. This is the symbol. And you and any Star Wars nerd out there recognizes this as the emblem of the Black Sun. Which those of you who lore rolled or underworld rolled realize that the Black Sun is one of the major criminal organizations in the galaxy. They are badass and not to be messed with. They are run by the Faline, which are a green species of alien that are known for their ability to use pheromones to manipulate people. A great example, even though it's no longer canon, is in previous adventures, there was a diabolical prince who tried to use his pheromones on Princess Leia way back when. So it's a thing that's bad. They can seduce people like that. And you know that they're a tough group. They're one of the 3 major crime organizations in the galaxy. And this is where your bounty is being sent from.
Cool.
Ulago, do you know that this is Black Sun?
No.
Well, it is.
Don't know what that means.
Big bads. Very big, the biggest bads.
Will you... I guess all of you can roll a perception. I think... Okay. Yeah, if you want to, you can roll a perception. For a very obvious thing. Deo, you immediately realize, also Oda, you immediately realize that, hey, it probably explains why there are no stormtroopers down here, why the stormtroopers didn't follow you, and why there seems to be this air of oppression underneath all of this, because it appears the underground of this city is controlled by a criminal organization. And that's the reason why there are no police, because the police are actually mobsters.
Nice.
Well, if anyone can help us break into an Imperial prison, I suppose they can.
The enemy of my enemy is my friend, as they say.
I wouldn't go that far, but all right. Let's go in.
Yeah, you walk towards the entrance, and a giant doorway opens before you, and you can see ornate versions of the symbol before them. And it's all over the walls. There are sconces with flames, different colored flames glowing in the hallway, and it seems almost like each section of the hallway is a different color. There are gorgeous tapestries. It's almost like this place does not belong on this planet. And throughout all of it are various guards of different species standing, watching you enter, and they see that Ulago has the fob on him, and they let you pass undisturbed. But they are all watching you, and you notice they are not scrubby, hut guards. They are in full combat armor. They have vibro blades attached at the hip. They all have some sort of blaster rifle on their back. They are definitely elite murderers of some sort.
Noted.
Yeah, is there like a receptionist that sees the fob and takes us to who we need to talk to?
You keep
maybe?
walking forward.
A reception.
A receptionist.
She's just filing her nails.
You keep walking forward, and a young Twi'lek woman comes over to you and sort of presents herself before you and bows and says, "Ah, who knew one would take this request? My master will be most pleased. Follow me if you will."
We
Okay.
do.
We do.
Mm-hmm.
She begins to walk down the corridor, and you notice that this section of the building is a lot less heavily armored. In fact, there are more people that look like this young woman, dressed in, I'm going to say, barely outfits, various, robes, but all of them with sexual overtones as you begin to walk down this hallway. And then that's when you smell it. Actually, someone give me a perception check to see if you smell this. You can see it. There's a fog in the air, but let's see if you can smell this. Yeah, Deo, Oda, all of you immediately smell, except for PR3 who does
I
not
don't smell anything.
You smell spice in the air. This is 100% a drug den. You're in the seedy side of Star Wars now. There is a haze in the air as you approach this room where there are aliens of all different species and sex laying around, smoking various things, some of them giggling with various powders. And at the back of this room is a tall, slender, green individual sitting in a throne, and he stares at you as you approach the room. What do you do?
I get in.
forward.
Yeah, I get behind Ulago.
Yeah, I was gonna say I pull Oda back and I push him.
Fair.
Yeah. Alaga gets close enough to hold a conversation and kind of waves the fob in the air with one hand. And then stops like a respectable distance away.
Cool. You stop just far enough away to see the features of this creature. It is a feline male, and he has sort of a one of those long mustaches that sort of falls beneath his chin, and a little tiny goatee, and his hair is pulled back into a ponytail. He's wearing truly ornate clothing. It is very out of place. It seems ridiculous that this guy would have this on in this city, but he is obviously trying his hardest to be like, I am rich and wealthy and you all suck. He stands and welcomes you, puts his arms out and says, "Welcome, my friends. How may I be of service?"
We took your job.
The bounty hunt. And he waves you forward, and the Twi'lek woman that's with you says, she like bows and says, "You must bow to Prince Sinkad."
Alaga bows his head.
Nice.
Slightly.
The others. Yeah, what do
No,
the rest
I
of
was
you
kind
do?
of like reluctantly, like, I mean, I guess.
I like sigh as I come
I don't think droids are expected to bow, are they?
They can bow, kind of, right?
I don't know. The Twi'lek woman just said bow. So,
I grab PR3's head and I like try to like position it down with me.
The prince looks at you and laughs. He's like, "Droids, they are funny." And he sort of saunters down the stairs and he looks the three of you over, almost ignoring PR3. And he stares at you, Oda, and he looks at Dio and looks at Ulago, and he's like, "3 uncommon beauties." And he sort of like rubs his hand across Ulago's face and then looks at you, Oda, and is like, "There is something special about you."
Oh, stop.
Yeah, he begins to walk over towards you, and yeah, you can tell that there's something about him, Oda, Ulago, Dio, that is just so charming. So charming and irresistible
Can I do a check to make myself not like care about this at all? Like it doesn't work on me?
Yes, you 100% can do a check. What is that going to be?
I'm cool. I don't know.
Yeah, you can roll cool and see. I'm going to use a dark side though.
Oh. Oh my god.
Oh.
Okay, let me know when I can roll.
Roll for it. Yeah, you totally fail. You try to resist his charms, but the three of you are just, God, this guy, something about this dude is just so charming. It's like it doesn't matter what you thought coming in here. Now that you're here, this guy, you understand why you need to help him. He's just so nice, and it's impossible for you not to want to help this guy. Look at his smile. Look at he's wonderful.
I'm so glad that our paths met. It feels right.
Yeah, he looks at you and he's like, "It does, doesn't it?"
Mm-hmm.
And he looks back at Dio and he's like, "Oh, you're so strong, beautiful." And he looks over at the Twi'lek woman and she's like, "Yes, master, so strong." And then he looks over at the crowd, all these people that are high, and they're like all like smile and wink.
When the Twi'lek says that, I was like, yeah, but you're more my type. Like to her.
And she looks at the prince, and Sincad says, "I'll allow it," and like smiles at her, and she like looks giddy. And then he goes back and stands up next to his throne and says to you, "You are here to take the bounty?"
Yes, the bounty.
Good. The plan, my friends. And he like says it in a boastful, ridiculous, over the top way. He's like, "Break into the prison, save my commander, and you shall be rewarded." And he points to a wall. And on that wall, behind several layers of the Star Wars version of bulletproof glass, is stacks and stacks and stacks of credits. So many Imperial credits, like a ludicrous amount, and all of them are in transparasteel is what I was going to say. All of it is in very high quantities. It isn't like little tiny 5 credit chips. We're talking each one is 1,000 credit piece. And there are, from what you can tell, maybe 100,000 of these in there.
Okay.
And he looks at that and then looks at you and he's like, "If you help me save my brother, all of this and more could be yours."
What happened to your brother that he ended up in prison?
He like smiles and he says, "Well, my brother, he likes to kill. So many people he likes to kill. Kills here, kills there. He
Ooh.
kills everywhere." And the crowd laughs, and they're all in their like drugged out haze. They think it's hilarious.
Do we also think it's hilarious? Because this doesn't seem like something Oda would generally think is hilarious.
You don't think it's hilarious, but you're like, man.
Ilago does.
Yeah, you're like, if this guy loves his brother so much, I can understand why we need to help him. Like it doesn't matter what your opinions and feelings are. No matter what, being in his presence, you justify why you would want to help this guy. Something
Right.
about him, you just want to help him.
All right, well, when do we leave?
The prince looks at you and he says, "You can leave whenever, but why don't you stay?
Okay.
Party with us."
Oda's already said okay, and she's helping herself to like snacks.
Sure. Yeah. These snacks are delicacies. Like when you were in your previous life, you would see parties that you could not attend where these snacks would be served. Delicacies from all over the galaxy. Beautiful things. There are servants holding trays of various drinks, bubbling and frothing. There are people moving about doing the exact same thing. Dio, Ulago, PR3, do you join in? What do you do?
Oda keeps doing that thing where every time she tastes something, she's like, oh my god, look, you have to taste this. Oh my god. Like, just like everyone has to know how good everything tastes. So she's putting it in their faces.
God.
I'm not eating anything.
Do you not think it more prudent to go immediately while we are vigilant?
PR3, the only one not affected. Like, what is going on? Yeah, PR3, you're seeing all these sentients, all these humanoids act ridiculous. Like they've lost their senses.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's just humans to me, really.
Yeah, Ulago is, instead of just attaining information, he's like doing it in a way that is constantly barring the guy up.
Yeah, okay.
So he's just like, I mean, I can assume that your plan is incredible. I'd love to hear it.
Oh, yes. Incredible plans. That's all I do anymore. And he gives you a data pad. And on this data pad is a list of guard changes in the prison, a list of ins and like exits and entrances, a list of the underground sewer system connected to the underground area you're at. All these different points of entrance that you have are on this data sheet, as well as the time that ships arrive and drop off people. And you notice that on this schedule, it says in red that a flight has been delayed due to an incident. And you notice that it is, in fact, the ship you were on. Ship number 1183.
You've barely left any work for me to do.
And he laughs at you. He's like, my green-skinned brother. And he slaps you on. He's like, you don't understand. There's so much work left to do. And he like smiles at you, and it's a sinister. It's like it's not a good smile, but you recognize it as, man, this guy, what a great smile he has. Look at those teeth. They're beautiful. Yeah.
Cool.
Dio, what are you trying to do? Right now, you have a young Twi'lek woman sort of like holding your arm, looking at you lovingly. But what are you up to? What are you trying to do?
I mean, I gotta go along with this because I failed, so I'm not eating or drinking. I'm just sort of like, my attention is totally on this Twi'lek woman. They're just so like captivating, and I'm trying to convince her to dance for me.
She's like, dance with me, and starts to like pull you to the middle of the room.
I'm just so much bigger than her, and I'm just like, I don't.
Yes,
dance.
it's ridiculous. The size comparison is ludicrous. You are at least 3 feet taller than she is. And like wider. And so it's comical, yes.
I don't dance. I was just hoping that you would dance for me, you know? It's been a rough week, and would have been nice.
And she looks at you and she's like, no, silly. We dance together. Come on. And she starts like shaking her hips, trying to get you to sway with her.
I like kind of go. That's it. This is all I do. I don't know how to dance.
It looks like an 8th grade dance. Like it's two people barely swaying back and forth, looking ridiculous. Yeah. All right, PR3, you see the Delgado is just taken by whatever plan Prince Sinkad is telling him. Dio's dancing ? And Oda is just stuffing her face with various delicacies. What are you going to try and do to get them back on track?
Can I address this guy? The guy here?
Sure, you can try.
My prince, you want your brother back intact, yes?
He stands up and looks at Ulago and is like, does this droid speak for you?
Doesn't speak for me. Alas, he does speak.
Droids! And he looks back at you, PR3, and he saunters back down the stairs towards you, and he's like, what do you want to know, droid?
I would think that if you want your brother back with the highest chance of being unscathed, we would perhaps show a little bit of strictness and send these on their way on their mission without being distracted.
You might be right, but it's so much fun to just party, yes? And he waves his arms about, and the crowd of drunkards and drug addicts is like, yeah! They're all very excited about it. And
But would the party not be much grander with your brother in your presence?
Oh, he turns to you. Give me a roll. Give me, I'll let you determine what this roll is. Give me a roll on this. Let's see if you succeed in convincing him.
Charm
Yes,
roll. I got charm. My full point in that.
Yeah, go.
I was
give me a charm roll.
diplomatic. I was
charming
handling the
droid?
guests.
Oh boy.
I was handling the guests. I had to be the door guy.
Yeah, give me a roll.
There you go.
Oh no. Yeah, unfortunately it's a canceled out roll. You try to charm him, but it doesn't work. However, he is intrigued by what you say. And he finally starts to listen to you as a person, not just a droid.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I said what I had to say. Like, if he wants his brother back, like, we should probably not have them wandering around dancing and getting all distracted. Like, you want a team. You want a crack team.
Yeah, you begin to talk to him about the team. How do you try to convince him that you guys should be going?
I mean, I would just say that we're focused, and you want to keep it as focused as possible and efficiency. And I talk about percentage chances and like really nice, attractive, high numbers with like
Really
success
boring
rates.
shit.
Yeah. You start to bore him to the point where he's just like, oh, fine.
Yeah.
And he claps his hands.
Excellent.
Yeah, he claps his hands, and the little Twi'lek girl who was next to Dio is like, oh, I'm so sorry, mistress, and runs back over to the prince, and she gets down on her knees and is like, yes, my lord. And he's like, escort them away. They have things to do. And he goes back up to his throne, and this little girl runs around and grabs Ulago and Dio and Oda and sort of pulls you away from what you're doing and drags you towards the entrance. And the further you get away from the prince, the less and less happy you are about having been there. Oda, you have this like disgusted, I ate too much feeling. Ulago, you feel like you were kind of played by this dude, and that does not sit well with you. Dio, you realize you danced, and that was very embarrassing. And you all sort of have this revelation the minute you exit the room that you were definitely under his control. He definitely was controlling the situation entirely, and there was nothing you could do. And aside from a few faint memories of what happened in that room, you're not particularly sure when you lost your mind, but it happened. And PR3, you see them sort of going over the experience they just had, but they're finally free of the control.
You are all ridiculous.
Well, I don't think we had much choice.
Yeah, I kind of feel like it was a little odd. Did anyone else feel kind of like they didn't have it? Like it was not. I don't dance, okay? And I dance. I never dance. I've never danced, and I still danced.
Yeah.
I'm like my face turns like beet red too while I'm saying this.
In your hand, you have this pad with all the information still on it, and this Twi'lek woman pulls you further down the hall past all these guards and takes you to the entrance. And the giant doors open, and she holds her hand out, pointing to the exit. And even though moments ago she was flirty and trying to hit on you, Deo, now it's almost as if she doesn't even acknowledge that happened. She's back to being a servant and just bows and waits for you to leave. She doesn't look at you. It's like she doesn't even care. Like whatever happened in that room only happened in that room.
I do the same to her because I feel like even if I'm wrong, I feel like maybe the same thing is happening to her that happened to me.
Sure.
Like we were under like someone else's control.
Look, we were both drunk. It's just,
It was like one of those, like one of those. We were both drunk. I get it. Like it'll never bye. I'll never see you again.
She doesn't even acknowledge you. It isn't even like neither of you are looking for the, oh, that was awkward. It's straight up just she is a different person.
I'm straight up like, let's just go. We need to get out of here.
As the four of you exit, the giant doors close behind you with a slam, and you now stand out in the street, and you have this notepad in front of you with all of this information on how to break into a prison in order to help the Black Sun break out a notorious murderer from prison. And if you don't do this, you have one of the largest crime families in the galaxy hunting you down. And that's where we're going to end it for today.
Yay.
Oh
my
we
goodness.
were on a transport bound for the prison at the beginning.
So I assume we can go around the screen. I've been frozen for time. What? I don't know what's about to happen here. But let's go find out what everyone's up to this week so you can tune in and watch them on their various endeavors. Sam, what are you up to, dude?
Not much, dude. Gonna be playing some more Monster Hunter World for the rest of the week. Maybe some XCOM 2. And that's about it. About to hit like the real juicy end game for Monster Hunter, so
Ooh.
Gonna be doing that.
What is the juicy end? For me, the juicy end game of Monster Hunter is like, oh, I unlocked Aloy, so I'm good. I'm done. What is the new juicy end game?
The new juicy end game is like getting a really high mastery rank to unlock very, very difficult monsters that you can only fight by getting that mastery rank. And I'm about to hit it. I think JP and Bike are also about to hit it.
Oh, yes.
Soon we're going to be in that juicy land.
I fought one of them.
Juicy land of the monster hunts.
I had to explain to a guy who, someone I know who's not into video games, was watching JP. I think it was JP play with you guys. He was using the horn or whatever he was using, the bagpipey thing.
Yeah, the hunting horn.
Yeah, the hunting horn. Thank you. And he was like, I don't know what's going on, but it's crazy looking. And then man's playing music and it heals them. And I'm like, yeah, that sounds like Monster Hunter. And he's like, wow, that's crazy. So what do you do in that? And I'm like, honestly, you kill stuff and make things. That's pretty much it. And he was like, so what's the end game? And I was like, that's the end game. You fight bigger, worse things and you make better things. And he was like, damn, games have come so far. And I was like, what? So there you go, Monster Hunter.
Games have come so far.
Games have come so far. Pokket, what are you up to this week?
I might go back to Minecraft or work on some cosplay on I don't know, we'll see. I haven't decided yet which one. I really want a Minecraft. I know everyone's like, "Oh, this new thing came out." And I'm like, "I just want a Minecraft."
Or Minecraft cosplay. You're welcome.
Oh.
You're welcome.
And then I can cosplay Minecraft while I play Minecraft.
You're welcome. I'm just doing it for you now.
There we go. I got it. I know what I'm doing with my week. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome for that. Bikeman, what are you up to?
Probably do some more Monster Hunter as well. We'll try that Dragon Ball role-playing game that's coming out tomorrow, probably.
Oh, wow, I forgot about that. Oh, my God. Yeah, okay. Damn. Well, I'll check it out when I get back. All right. Anna, what are you up to this week?
Well, I'm going to PAX South in San Antonio, and I will be bringing Cantrip Brand, which is my and some others, fantasy and RPG and TTRPG inspired clothing line. So we'll be in Bandland, which, if it's the same as last year, should be like right outside the entrance. So you can come see me there and check out what clothes we brought. And also, I'll be playing in the big Acquisitions Incorporated game on the main stage, which is the long-standing PAX Dungeons and Dragons game. So that'll be streamed as well as live. So come stop by for that. And I'm on a couple panels and stuff, but I'll tweet all about that. And that's where I'll be this weekend. So I hope you enjoy.
Wow, well, that's so
And I'll
crazy.
see
That's
you
where
there,
I'll be this
too.
weekend. I'll be
PAX
there as
ambassador.
well. Hi. I'm, for some ungodly reason, a PAX ambassador. And so I'll be at every single PAX this year. I would love to see you there. I know that some of our dear friends from Oddballs will be there. Morgan Webb's going to be there. She just messaged me and was like, yo, you going to PAX South? So I think she's in your game, Anna. I think so.
She is. This is the first time, second time we get to play together. So I'm really excited.
Yeah, so that'll be wonderful. She's incredibly fun. That'll be great. But let's say you want to go see Acquisitions Inc., but because it always fills up too early, you simply can't go. An hour into Acquisitions Inc., let's say you get there and you can't get in. You still have an hour to come across town to a local theater to see Scary Game Squad live, which we were doing in San Antone. I hope you will come watch us play scary games and get very, very drunk. It should be a ton of fun, and hopefully you will enjoy us being weird. But that's it. Thank you so much for watching and enjoying this nonsense. We love you. And next episode, what will happen to our crazy adventurers as they try to break into a prison? We'll find out what choices they make and where they go.
I like how. Can I just point out, Jesse, that the theme of our Star Wars when we played was we ain't going to jail, and the whole theme of this one has been we're going to jail. Can I just point that out? Just want to point that out.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's almost like that was thought of in advance.
Exactly. I just wanted to point that out there, though. Like I noticed after the last time, I was like, why are we going to jail?
So the last wish of a dying man.
Yeah. So we will see you next week with an all-new episode. Hopefully we'll have figured out how to work the internets and we'll all be crystal clear and not my weird face that I have right now. But it's kind of like I'm smiling but also holding in a fart if you look at that face. So that's it. We'll see you guys next time. Bye everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
You know, where's the payoff? Bring the strippers and booze! We do occasionally talk about video games. Bring the strippers and booze! Not enough time for video games. Bring the strippers and booze!
Oh, thank God, I don't need pants now.
Hey, JC! What are you doing? Not much. Making a fortune.
It's a collection of broadcasts. Yeah, now sing the music. It's a collection of broadcasts.
Bring the strippers and booze!
It's a collection of broadcasts.
I'm here to ask and answer one simple question.
It's a collection of broadcasts.
You got